Hi there, everyone. Meteorologist Josh Rugger here with Chief Meteorologist Stan Scoff.
I'm in. Josh, you've been doing all the hard work today, man. You've been crushing it, and he's doing it under the weather.
Yeah.
Very windy, breezy weather too. By that matter. Wow, is it breezy, man? I almost got knocked off the road coming in.
It was crazy. Yeah, it's like one of those days where you can kind of feel the severe weather in the air. A lot of energy pushing our way right now, Dan. But a couple of things that may help us dodge a bullet.
That's right.
System.
That's right. For sure. Hey, before we do that, we got to show you, we got a new streaming kind of like look, if you will.
Yes.
We've been doing some behind the scenes. You'll get to see the different warnings that are showing up on the screen. Severe thunderstorm warning, that's for Sequoia County right now. You can see that information going down underneath the stream. This is called our beefed up stream right here. So we've been doing some adjustments. That way, you can kind of know what's going on at the time. I do have the tornado tie on.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you will see that we actually have a tornado scale. There it is right there. We got
that is really cool. Yeah.
The severe scoff tiometer.
That is awesome. That is epic. We need to have like different meters for everything, right?
Yeah.
Like a Baja Blast meter, like the predictability, like the probability of having a Baja Blast tonight. Snow meter, all that stuff.
So we will work on that, but there is the severe scoff tiometer. So that just kind of shows you. And we're in the medium range because we do have to talk about what's going on with the radar. And we can do all that with brand new banners. Look at that, Josh.
Woo! So fresh and so clean right there.
I'll let you run. I got a couple things to do here, but take us through all this stuff.
Well, by the way, I just got to mention real quick, you were talking about me doing all this work this morning. This guy was also doing work this morning because he was here till like 2:30 working all these banners and stuff like that. And it looks absolutely fantastic. And we're still fine-tuning some things as well. So it's going to look even better as we go throughout the next several weeks. But here's the deal, folks. What we're dealing with right now is another QLCS type of event, right? Stop me if you heard that before. That's what we typically deal with here in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. But what's interesting is, and Dan and I have kind of observed this, is that Northwest Arkansas right now is starting to already see some shower storm activity out ahead of that main line. So what we'll probably see in Northwest Arkansas are more cold pool dominant storms. Whereas in the River Valley, where that line is a lot more balanced right now, and there's a little bit more instability to work with, that's where storms could be a little more interesting as we go throughout the rest of the morning hours. So this is a quick-moving line of storms, so we're not getting our slow soaker, which we desperately need over Northwest Arkansas, but a lot more rain than what the models were showing, that's for sure. Big-time bust in central Oklahoma, multiple tornado reports east of OKC.
Yeah. Speaking of that, hey, we want to show the watch. We do have a tornado watch, just to let you know. Now, what that means is that conditions are possible for tornadoes. It doesn't necessarily mean there will be tornadoes, but we can go to, there you go. You got that loaded up on weather. So there's Mega Doppler. We'll bring this up on Weather Max 1 full. We'll take the camera off the screen, but there is the tornado watch. So you're seeing the actual warnings at the bottom right-hand side of your screen, but there's the tornado watch going until high noon. That's what we mentioned. It would be right around noon. Well, you don't want this. Caitlin's saying that she hopes she gets a wall cloud. And then on top of that,
storm chase mode activated.
She says she's in school right now, online school.
Boy.
So that's good. All right. Well, that's better than being at school and seeing a wall cloud.
That's for sure.
But yeah, so we've got also, I think, all this stuff programmed in here. Let's make sure it all works. There it is.
Looking good.
And not only that, but this is something that we've added. So now watch this. Josh and I are over here in the weather lab.
Yeah.
Not touching Mega Doppler. And look at this. Ready? Boom.
Boom.
Changes the product.
Yes.
Changes the banner. Everything works awesomely.
Yeah.
We'll work on the cameras here. I think what we need to do, Josh, is maybe make this window a little bit bigger or zoom out a little bit. I don't know. So people are asking if there's going to be a tornado potential in Northwest Arkansas in Gentry. So that's understandable. Right. But here's the deal. Check this out. If we go to Mega Doppler, you can see the way that circulation, all the rotation, the weak rotation is southwest of Northwest Arkansas. And that makes sense because that's where the energy is. There is a storm by Veneta. We can zoom in on that. And that has a little bit stronger circulation. So I do have to make a button for storm relative velocity. That's something I'll do.
Yep.
I couldn't do it all last night into this morning.
There's only a limited amount of hours.
Yeah.
That we could stay
However, there's the radar reflectivity, and now you're getting to see a little bit of stronger storms now about to clip northwestern Benton or northwestern Delaware County.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So zoom out will kind of show exactly what's going on. If you're just joining, we do have a tornado watch that goes until noon. It only includes Benton and Washington County, but there is a chance, I think, Josh, that maybe that tornado watch extends a little bit farther southeast into Crawford and Sebastian County, looking at the line.
I absolutely agree with that. I think the stronger part of the line is certainly along and south of Interstate 40 right now. Line normal. The comments are just hilarious.
No, this was a good one.
Yeah.
That was cool. Why don't you click a button and it all just goes away?
Well,
we can do that too.
I mean,
just take the radar off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Just well, yeah, you can do that.
You can do that.
You can do that.
You guys can
That's a bigger storm right there. That's a scary storm.
That is a big time storm right there.
Or you could just go to up at the top left, like right underneath derived. You'll see that radar product right there. Just click on that. Boom. There you go.
Now it's just warnings.
All the storms are gone.
Yeah. It gone.
But we can't do that. So why don't we look at I'm going to go over to weather 2. And while you're taking us through the radar, I'm going to look at some of the parameters, and we'll look at some of the severe weather conditions for QLCS tornadoes.
Meso analysis, baby.
Oh yeah,
my favorite. So let's go ahead. I'm going to kind of split this radar tour into 2 parts right here. We're going to divide it between Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. So I'm going to take myself off the screen here real quick. So I'm going to go to OBS prod scenes, and we're just going to pull up our radar image there. So here's a look at a wider view of Megadop. We're going to zoom into Northwest Arkansas first. Notice how in Northwest Arkansas, there's these clusters of storms that are developing, right? And that's not favorable for QLCS tornado potential. As a matter of fact, that causes a lot of cold pool dominant storms. You got a lot of that cooler air rushing out ahead of the main QLCS. So that does equate to more rainfall, which will certainly take all day long over NWA. But the overall severe weather potential is lower along and north of the Bobby Hopper Tunnel right now. And there is one storm that's a little bit more line normal, as Dan was just talking about, near Veneta. That's going to be clipping northwestern Delaware County, maybe clipping McDonald County as well. But otherwise, that's not going to impact a large part of our weather coverage area. It should be out relatively quickly. If we go a little bit farther to the south in the River Valley, however, that is a completely different story. You can see that line is a lot more stout. There's also some small hail that's probably ongoing near the Stigler area right now. And this is a line that we've got to watch a little bit closer. If we go here to storm relative velocity, we're going to make sure that is.
Oh, even a line break too. Do you see that?
I do see that as well. That's
so these are some of those things where you have confidence nudgers, and then you have confidence builders. A line break in a thunderstorm is a confidence builder on the potential for rotating storms.
Yes, and builders are bigger than nudgers too. Nudgers are just more subtle things that you're looking at. You need more nudgers in order to get QLCS tornado potential. If you've got more,
there's 10 confidence builders and 4 nudgers, and typically you want about 4 to 5 or 3 to over 3 confidence builders to determine tornado potential. So basically we're saying all this. By the way, this is something else that we have, new banners showing the different types of polygons. So storm-based polygon warning types, you can see that this is just a general low-end severe thunderstorm warning. However, when it was a little bit earlier, I'm going to back up just a little bit, and you're going to see this right here, a destructive storm or a damaging storm, not a destructive, a damaging storm, known as a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Look at this.
That's destructive.
88 miles per hour gust.
Yeah, that's destructive.
That is destructive. And look, there's a tornado too, right on the north end of the line. Very, very limited in terms of reflectivity. But we look at the storm relative velocity, and let's set the storm motion from a warning, because we probably don't have that right. Yep.
There you go.
So there you go. You get to see there's that circulation right there. And there's another one that's trying to develop, and then that kind of gusts out. This is the latest one that we have to watch. That kind of gust out. Now we're looking at this. This is looking a little more impressive, but that's going to be Ottawa County.
Yeah, Veneta also's got to watch.
And that's another area too, but that's also going to be north of our weather coverage area, because that's going to remain northwest of Delaware County. So that right there is looking a little more impressive. By the way, we go to the normalized rotation. Look at the banners changing on the product.
Woo!
Denton Sachs, shout out to my man Denton Sachs, the man behind the scenes. Also my next door neighbor, good friend. Programming extraordinaire. Couldn't do this on my own, that's for sure.
Let the man cook.
But I love the way that the banner changes with the product.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That is amazing.
It just makes things so much easier.
Yes.
It really streamlines our severe weather coverage.
And on top of that, that's all happening in the stream. So there's the circulation by Afton that we have to watch. So if you're watching that, but notice there's absolutely nothing in Northwest Arkansas. We go back to the reflectivity. We just got garden variety showers.
Yeah.
In fact, we could bring up some of the weather bug cameras. And remember, you could do that over here on Stream Deck. So just to let you know, we go to main menu and we go to weather bug cameras on the weather. Whoa.
What? Oh, it's probably.
Yeah. Well, that's not right.
Don't press.
Just got Rick.
You just got Rick rolled.
So yeah, we'll have to work on that.
But we do have that on that. Stop. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and then maybe we go here.
There we go.
Right, we'll fix that. We'll fix that.
Yes.
That's my bad. But let's take a look at some weather cameras. How about Boonville or Bentonville? Bentonville Square.
That doesn't look very impressive at all.
Nope.
And those are the storms rolling in right now. It's probably raining in Bentonville at this time.
Boonville? Yeah, you can see some strong low-level shear. I'll tell you what's really a good one, Mount Magazine.
I bet it's socked in with clouds.
It is, but you can see those clouds every now and then just racing.
Whipping.
Yeah. Some strong. And then we got our Kisser Weather Bug Network camera. There's a look at Huntsville
Airport.
Yeah, that's a Huntsville Airport. That's a newer one that we've got. So we've got all those cameras loaded, ready to go. Okay, this is a little bit of a stronger cell, and we need to watch this. We'll get back to Mega Doppler.
Let's see. Where's my? Oh, there it is, right there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then that first left one. Yeah, I haven't been able to program and configure all this stuff, but this right here is something that we have to watch.
That is a nasty looking storm right there.
That's got a couple of things. It's got a descending reflectivity core right here, just to the west of Stigler. So therefore, you got a surge in the bow. This probably will be clipping Sequoia County and in the River Valley, and so this is a stronger cell that would prompt, if it continues to rotate, maybe some tornado potential.
Yeah,
that's QLCS tornado potential. Let's go ahead, if we can, Josh.
Yep.
And in Max, let's bring up Weather 2 full, the stream full.
Okay.
So we're going to go here, watch, right here. I'm just going to do this and then bring up Max. And then we're going to look at some meso-analysis.
Sweet.
All right. So first of all, let's look at some multi-parameter fields. Again, we're diving into the details. That's what we do here because we got to figure out, are there going to be tornadoes with this cell? Northwest Arkansas, probably not. There's no instability. You can see the way my mouse cursor is moving. Josh is watching this line closely at the same time. We do have 0 to 3 kilometer. That is some. That's some pretty strong winds. Let's take a look at the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear vector, and they're pretty stout. They're at 40, 50 knots. That's pretty strong, but it is parallel to the line. So, however, remember when you're at 50 knots, you can have a range of how that storm line is oriented.
Exactly. You got more of a kind of leeway.
Yeah, more leeway. Yes. And west of Salisaw is something that we have to watch. But if we look at some other parameters, here's the 0 to 3 kilometer cape, lacking over Northwest Arkansas, completely lacking over Northwest Arkansas.
Oh,
we look at mostly unstable cape. Yes, sir.
If you go back to that 0 to 3 kilometer cape, I want you to go back in time towards central Oklahoma.
Okay.
And show kind of what happened there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just big 0 to 3 kilometer.
Got a new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued. I guarantee that's for Sequoia. So
I'll pull this
tap on that.
Yeah, I'll pull that up on Weather 2.
That should load.
You want it on Weather 1?
Oh, did it not load? Yeah.
I didn't click it in time, but I was going to load up on Weather 2. You keep on Weather 2.
That's good.
Or Weather 1.
We'll get to that new severe thunderstorm warning, and you'll also see it on the map as well. I'm assuming it's going to be for Sequoia County.
Yeah, I think so. It's just an extension.
Yep.
There it is.
There it is. Not tornado possible tag, I don't believe, but that could change. Now, here's something that we have to watch. Okay, we're going to one more thing, and then we're going to go to the radar. I just want to look at what the storm is going to be experiencing. Check this out. That actually does increase the low-level instability pretty rapidly.
I know.
So that's something that we have to watch right there. All right, back to the radar. Enough analysis. Let's get back to this actual severe thunderstorm warning. So there it is. Our weather radio going off. Trusty.
Yes, sir.
It hasn't had to do anything for a while here.
I know.
But let's take us through this warning, and I'm going to do a storm track on it and show people where this is headed. So, again, northwest Arkansas, rain. That's it. We're good. I think Benton and Washington County, even though we're under a tornado watch, our threat is not as great in our area. Now you get to see all of the counties that are included. Basically, every county in our eastern section of Oklahoma is under that severe thunderstorm warning. And you can see that at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Also, like I said, we got that severe scoff tyometer. It's something new that we've added just to kind of give people an idea what's going on. It is medium for that potential for tornadoes in the river valley. This is not a super heightened scale, but it is a QLCS tornado potential. So there's someone, Joshua Medlock, just waiting to see if we get a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch. So I'm not exactly sure why there isn't a tornado watch
in the river valley.
There should probably be an extension just looking at this line, considering what happened. But then again, the storms haven't produced as much. So
and by the way, these are moving at 60 miles per hour.
That doesn't give you much time.
They are booking it right now.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with we're going to take the warning information off the screen, which is that should do that. And that's not. Maybe this is the one that no.
Absolutely.
Something's wrong. Yeah. Okay, we'll work on that.
Yep.
Anyways, let's take this, and we're going to go 60 miles per hour, you said?
60 miles per hour, yes, sir.
Wow, that is moving.
Booking it. Earlier,
I'm not surprised at that at all.
Earlier, they were moving at 80 miles per hour.
What?
Out in Oklahoma. Yeah, dude.
Well, that's why it was 88 miles per hour winds.
Exactly.
So, all right, let's go back over here. We'll bring this up full so we don't have that camera. But there's your look at the line that's coming in. So the northern extent of the line, if it does move in, it would be moving into Fayetteville, and that's going to be at 11:08, so a little before high noon. That's what we're talking about. Lincoln, 10:54, Spiro at 10:59, and then you got Greenwood at 11:23. So there you got some ideas. 11:08 in Fayetteville. So Salazar going to be the first affected. Stigler really will be right now, essentially.
It's right on top of you.
Yep. And you can even see, look at this. It's got a little bit of a hail core. Do you see that on the precip type?
Yeah, dude. I noticed that as well on.
So that shows you that you got a little bit of a stronger updraft that's occurring. But there is that cell that's moving east, and this is a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll go ahead and we'll put that warning information back on the screen. Severe thunderstorm warning until 11 o'clock. And if it's moving at 60, it'll move out of that warning area before 11.
Yeah. That's what I've been noticing as well. A lot of these warnings expiring a little bit earlier. My goodness. It's funny because when you get these QLCS events as well, they just warn like the whole line, just the whole thing.
You know, I can't disagree with this, Josh, because it is where we have kind of like a balanced regime.
Exactly.
I mean, there is a balanced regime up and down the line. So you'll see there will be those potentials for mesovortices. That's what they're called, mesovortices. They're kind of different than supercell tornadoes.
Yes.
Done a lot of research on them.
Yeah, and
a lot of research.
And you're exactly right about that, because anywhere along the line, that's where you can get those areas of rotation. That's where you get your QLCS tornado potential. So basically, they're warning the whole line, saying, hey, heads up, this entire line could rotate at any time. And then if there is a tornado warning, they'll issue it in smaller areas along with it. Especially if the line is running more northwest to southeast. So that's what we're looking for. If the line is, if you're looking at a map and it's going northwest to southeast, that's what we're looking for. So let's go back to Mega Doppler and see if we've got any of that. And let's look at the reflectivity
and I didn't make a dual banner. That's one of the things I had to do, but I had to get to bed eventually. See, the banner disappears, so it's okay. It's all right. We'll figure.
You want it back to just normal?
Yeah, let's go back to normal, just normal reflectivity.
Yep.
All right, so we got normal reflectivity. Anywhere along that line where it's stronger, where it's a little more intense, that's where you got the tornado potential. That's the most likely area. Anything that's southwest of Stigler, by like Quinton, I don't think that's going to have that tornado potential. So it's only that small area that's favorable within the line,
which makes it easier for us because we can really watch it a lot closer.
John, let's see, Janette, how do you say that name?
John Anate.
Just says I want snow.
I just want snow.
I want to know how to say your name. Yeah. I'm sorry about that if I'm butchered. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. That might be the most challenging one I've seen.
That's a lot of consonants together.
I know. A lot of syllables.
Yeah. All right. So that's the best way to handle a capable QS, in my opinion. Severe thunderstorm warning with the whole line, and then move to a more localized tornado warning if prompted. Exactly. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So let's work up and down the line, and people are probably asking about Northwest Arkansas.
Yep. I'm telling you, Northwest Arkansas, I mean, that doesn't look like anything except for normal garden variety thunderstorms. Notice how those storms also are kind of in more like clusters or like multi-cell storms. Those are not favorable whatsoever for anything tornadic. You could get some gusty winds. You could get some occasional lightning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in terms of tornado potential, that's really not going to be too big of a deal for Benton and Washington County, I don't think. What's going on there?
Exactly. This is just rain. So
I was looking at what it didn't.
If we go back, that's what he was saying. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and if we jog a little bit farther to the north, there is a more balanced part of the storm going on right now, just to the north and east of Grove. But that's going to be moving out of our weather coverage area. It's going to be moving off to the north and west of our coverage area. It does make sense that particular part of the line is actually a little bit stronger because that's where the main focus, the main energy actually is that low pressure ejects off to the north.
Yeah.
So that's getting enhanced probably by the low pressure.
Just to let you know, too, we changed this severe scoff tyometer for Northwest Arkansas. We dropped that to a low. Even though there is a tornado watch, things are starting to go down, but we're still watching that area. It's a smaller area, and that's why we kind of dropped it to low. There's only one spot of that line where that tornado can happen. But these are some of the things that we've been working on behind the scenes. You see the active warnings. You see the flashing counties. That tells you on the crawl what warning is in effect.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think about that survey, about that setup. Should that text be a little bit bigger? Me personally, I think it should be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I agree.
The crawl text should be a little bit bigger. And I think the severe thunderstorm warning text looks fine, but I think the crawl text should be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, there's a little bit more real estate there.
We should check out. It's a good point. We have it on INX. Let's switch it to SRX because SRX is going to be a little closer to the line, so we'll let that load while we're in the middle of that.
Stand by on that front.
So yeah, we're just doing some different stuff. I would agree, bigger text. So we're going to work on that bigger text with the crawl. These are all things
trial and
error, working through it.
I think this is the perfect first event to do it. With the trial and error and stuff like that.
The flashing yellow is basically the current severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. So it's scrolling the information for that particular warning because you'll notice Delaware County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. But the tornado watch, that doesn't show up. These are just warnings that we have on the screen. Otherwise, it'd be too convoluted. But yeah, I do agree. Bigger text. So, Den, I know you're listening. Maybe we can work on that and get that a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So we're now switched to the Fort Smith radar, Dan.
Okay.
I want to take a look at that real quick.
We'll take a look.
Yep.
Okay, so we still have that line.
Yep.
Most dangerous portion of the line is just northwest of Tamaha.
Yep. And there it is right there.
And there it is.
Yep.
That's just north of Vian.
Right along I-40.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. I hope you weren't in the shelter yet. It was just a watch that was issued, so you don't have to be in a tornado shelter in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah. Tornado watch just means that there are conditions that are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes. Tornado warning means that there actually is a storm producing or capable of producing a tornado in your area at the current moment. But right now, we just kind of have the conditions or the ingredients there.
Yeah.
It's like an unmade taco. I like the taco example. It's like when you haven't made the taco yet, you've got the cheese, lettuce, the beef, all that stuff.
Ooh, it's not Taco Tuesday, but I did have right before I walked in.
Did you have Taco Bell?
I did have Taco Bell. So there's a funny thing. I came my wife's like, you came home at like 3 a.m. I did. And I still have more work to do. But regardless, I'm pulling into the Taco Bell drive-thru and I see the employee in there and he's like, oh,
you again.
What was so funny was like that was like I must have been the very last customer.
Oh, you had to.
And so I just was like, sorry, dude. I know how that is. You're like closing up,
yes.
You're getting ready to close, and then here comes someone.
Which you're up late if you're closing the Taco Bell. And I'm like,
I know. And heads up too, those dipping burritos, they're tiny. They're like this big for $6.
Absolute mid. Yeah.
Very mid.
You know what the go-to is, right? To give you the most bang for your buck?
Yeah, the box.
The boxes with the chalupas, man.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, the chalupas fill you up.
Okay.
They're so good.
All right, back to the weather here. I know we're talking about different stuff, but hey, we got to have it some
fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But believe me, when the storm gets serious, we'll let you know about it. But we've already kind of told people about the storm near Vian. If you're in that area, you need to be watching it closely. And you'll see in Northwest Arkansas, that line is not as you can see on the reflectivity scale up at the top. You're not in the pinks, you're not in the reds. You got a little bit of red if we pan up to Northwest Arkansas, but that's it. It's just rain.
General, and let me look at the lightning real quick too. I bet there's maybe some occasional flashes, like not even a whole lot of lightning. There's one lightning strike north of Winslow, and that's it. All the lightning is associated with that storm that's west of Salsa. And actually, I think that's a perfect kind of descriptor to show where the strongest storm is.
Yeah.
Taco
Bell is horrible. It's horrible for your digestive system.
That's
I'll
for
tell
sure.
you that.
The low level jet's going to be kicking in.
The rear outflow jet, as I call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that cell right there has the most lightning.
Yep.
That's something that we have to watch. We are getting rain, so that's great in Northwest Arkansas. That does have a little bit of a line surge.
Does have. It definitely has that.
Keep looking at the velocity.
Let's look back to the velocity here, and there it is right there. Normalized rotation right there.
Yeah,
just northwest of Pinhook Corner.
And you can see on the scale that says weak rotation associated with it.
Mm-hmm. The thing about these QLCS events, if you're new to Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, the thing about these events, and this is why we're watching it so closely, is that it may not look like anything right now, but in 5 minutes, it can ramp up and drop something in a blink of an eye. So that's why we're just watching it very closely. Each radar scan has to be watched.
Yep. Yeah. Deluxe boxes, that's still in my mind, but try that. I'm going to go back to weather 2, and we're going to do another storm track on this. I'm going to track that most dangerous portion of the storm. And what we'll do here is we'll take a look at this. And is it still going 60?
Let's see here. Yeah, it's still moving about 60 miles per hour right now. Yep.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this. See, I've got the winter mosaic mode on. You have to this time of the year.
Switch your time. So, yes.
We're going to go 60 miles per hour. And I'm going to do this most dangerous portion of the storm, moving it northeast. This is kind of over the next 35, 40 minutes. So these are the areas that are going to be impacted from that most dangerous portion of the storm. Notice that is north of Fort Smith.
Shout out Peyton Langford.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So north of Fort Smith, you got Uniontown at 1109, Odell at 1114, and Morrow at 1106. Let's pop them back up here. Peyton Langford.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, what's going on, Peyton?
Yes, sir. Chilling in Houston.
The banner is bad for my ADHD. I know, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think what we need to do is maybe not have it, maybe animate once instead of animate multiple times, So that's something that we can do. We can also take that off the screen too, just to let you know. But the severe scoff tyometer is at a right now a low, and that's something unique to me. You know, it's like nobody else really does the ties, or if they do, they copied.
Exactly, it's copy and paste.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
they're frauds.
There's that system that's rotating.
Mm-hmm. And again, it's pretty weak right now. If we go back to normalized rotation again, you look at that banner at the top. We're in that blue, we're in that weak rotation. But if we start seeing those greens, especially with QLCS potential, that's when you know it might ramp up within a matter of seconds. So that's what we're watching out for. Still no tornado possible tag attached to the severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. It really is only one part of the line, though, that we have to watch the closest. Because notice, too, if I go back to reflectivity here, again, this kind of goes back to the point. A lot of times when you're looking for stronger thunderstorms, you look for a big surge in the lightning. That's what I typically look for when I'm storm chasing. And the only storm that has any lightning right now is that one that's just off to the north and west of Salsal right now. Everywhere else along that line, there's barely any lightning whatsoever. So it's pretty easy to identify what's going on right now.
That's the most dangerous storm.
By far.
And again, going back to track that, there's a look at that system, and that's the most dangerous portion. So this is not close to tornado potential yet. It's there where it could develop, but
kind of weakened again.
Can you try that reflectivity and velocity thing that Ben talked about? Let's see. Do
this here?
Yeah, and then go ahead and then hit favorite one.
Favorite one?
Okay, so let me see real quick. If we do this, there you go.
Okay.
It doesn't have the velocity on there, but at least it has a banner.
Yeah.
So go right here.
So what did you do again there?
So you just hit R for reflectivity. So if you hit the favorite, then you do R.
R.
Yeah.
Favorite one, R.
And you hit 3 and you do velocity and then just hit R.
Okay,
but,
perfect.
But just I'll get that fixed.
Yeah. Doing some trial and error behind the scenes still.
I mean, there's only so many hours in the day, and then on top of that,
well, you know that better than anybody, right?
Yeah, we'll work on making that crawl text a little bit bigger. We got the severe scoff tyometer on there, and then it kind of pops off. So we're just doing some trial and error.
So make sure we have the most loaded stream possible with all the details you guys need to know, because I think we get a lot of questions about specific locations and stuff like that. I think
this will give a good overview of everything.
Exactly.
As we kind of bounce back and forth between the warnings.
But yes, it shows you exactly where the warnings are being issued, and like if you're not in the polygon right now, obviously, then you don't have to worry as much.
So I want to kind of analyze this cell over here real fast. All right, so on Mega Doppler, we're gonna draw some stuff on here real quick.
Okay.
So first of all, we've got clearly what's going on here? There we go. We got a descending reflectivity core. Let me see what's going on. Okay, move it over a little bit. Yeah, just move it over a little bit. There you go. So we got a descending reflectivity core right in this area. We're going to go to max 1. There we go. So we got a descending reflectivity core. This right here is known as the rear inflow jet. This is a sign that this cell is trying to surge out. At the same time, you're starting to get that area of rotation right in here. This is getting a little bit tighter. It's still elongated. It's still right along it, but this is where, if there would be tornado potential, it would develop right here, just west of Marble City, southwest of Flute Springs, south of Evening Shade. There you can see the cell is a little bit stronger with the core. Another thing that we're looking at too is a surge in the bow. So if I come back here, I'm going to make that a little bit less.
A little thinner.
Yeah. So we could do the surge in the bow. There's the surge in the bow. So you can kind of see, and then there's the latest image right there. So this is clearly a descending reflectivity core that's trying to develop that we really need to watch closely. And then look, it's starting to tighten up a little bit on the area of rotation.
It sure is.
So that is just north of Flute Springs.
And I'm going to pull this up.
And this is going to be moving into Adair County, which is in that tornado watch area. If you haven't known, we are under a tornado watch. I'm going to save this here, and we'll get back to the tornado watch. And the tornado watch does include Adair as well as Washington County. So that cell will be eventually. And look, there's the rotation starting to crank up a little bit.
That's what I'm watching there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you kind of put it in motion, you can see it start to strengthen just a little bit more. Thing about the QLCS type events is that they ebb and flow. They might weaken for a few moments and then they'll strengthen again for a few moments.
Go back a few images. I want to get the exact path of this cell so I can update that on the storm track.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit there.
It looks like it's moving kind of northeast.
It's moving way more northeast.
Yeah. Okay, so let me update this storm track here.
Which would be a favorable track for QLCS tornado potential.
I actually have to kind of remember what I'm doing here now. There we go.
That is exploding with lightning.
Yeah, that's a pretty intense cell. And
yeah.
if anything, we might want to start getting ready potentially for tornado coverage on this.
Really quick.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yep.
We may have to watch this cell very closely. Unless it dies out, it will start encountering a little bit less of that severe weather coverage, but we could put that severe scoff tiometer on there again because it's still low, but this is a cell that we're watching and that circulation is starting to ramp up a little bit more. So if anywhere along the line is going to produce a tornado, it is going to be in southwestern Adair County. Now, guess what? We've got our WeatherBug Network camera located in Lincoln. We will take a look at that. And right now, I've actually got to adjust this. So there's our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. People are asking where it's tracking, which is a great question. I've got that track, and it's right here. So there's the cell moving at 60 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. So Siloam Springs is going to be south of that area of rotation. We're talking Stillwell. If you're in the path of that cell in Stillwell, Fairfield, Cherry Tree, these are all areas in southern Adair County. And again, when we go back to Mega Doppler, you're going to see that area of rotation and the reflectivity. So we got the normalized rotation, reflectivity. That is definitely showing signs of increasing rotation. The tornado threat for Benton County, as you'll see, is very limited. And in fact, it's zero. There's nothing rotating. This is just all a cluster of storms. This is going to be our only potential for tornado is right here. This cell, all this is just rain, just widespread rain. Don't even worry about it. But this is something that we've got to watch. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a little green popping up on that area of rotation within this next image.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So Springdale, Rogers, you're okay. This is all basically just southern Adair County. And then I think that instability will be lacking as it makes its way in. You know, another thing too, Josh, that we have,
yes, sir,
that we haven't loaded up yet. And I need to make a banner for this too.
Yeah,
there's just nothing to stop. We'll have to make another banner for that.
Yes.
Because that's not Mega Doppler. And
yeah, it's
not
like
the normalized rotation. So yeah.
GRS is very interesting though, because you can it's almost like you can do meso analysis at the same time as seeing the radar.
We can.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah. But we're going to get that figured out more as we go throughout the coming days.
Yeah. Tornado possible. There it is. It is. It just updated. In fact, you can see it on there.
Yep.
So let me pop this up. There's a severe thunderstorm warning. It goes until 11 o'clock.
Let me see how fast this is moving now.
Thank you for that update. And there it is. Just started. Tornado possible.
Get this, Dan. It's increased to 60 knots. So that's moving at almost 70 miles per hour.
That's nearly 70 miles per hour.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the most dangerous portion of the storm. Tornado possible. I am going to go real quick, Josh.
Yep.
In the back.
Uh-huh.
Of course, you're going to hear me on the mic, but
Yep. So Dan's going to do that real quick. I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on here. So what we're watching right now is one cell. This is not located in Benton and Washington County. This is not impacting Bentonville, or Fayetteville or Springdale at this time. We are watching a storm that is moving towards Adair County right now near the Stillwell area. All right. So if you live in any of those towns I just mentioned, you don't have to worry about anything right now. Fort Smith included in that. It's one particular part of the storm that we're watching very closely at this time. We're going to pull that up for you in just a minute here on Mega Doppler. That way we can see what's going on here. So, Dan, I'm going to pull up Mega Doppler again here just so people can see what we're looking at. Oh, I don't know why that
double reflectivity.
Double reflectivity. Okay, so this is the part of the line that we're watching very closely right now, just off to the north of Flute Springs. And it's still a little elongated at this time.
Bunch, that would be the area.
There it is right there.
Southwest of Southwest Adair County. This is extreme Southwest Adair County. You said it was moving at like 70 miles per hour now?
59 knots, yeah.
Guess what? Much. This is going to go right by our Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera.
It is.
Let's go.
W. So, yeah, there it is right there. You can see that little area right there just off to the south of Bunch and west of Greasy right now.
They're listening in the control room, by the way. So
sweet.
We'll be ready to go if needed.
And that's right along Highway 59, by the way. Always seems like Highway 59 gets impacted by something with every single severe weather event.
I'm going to take this and point it just a little bit to the southwest. I know it's going to mess up our time lapse, but yeah, we kind of need that.
Exactly. So if you live in Cherry Tree or Salem, Bell, Zion, you need to be watching the storm very closely in those locations. It's right on top of Bunch right now. So if you live in Bunch, you're probably experiencing some very strong winds, quite a bit of lightning. Let's go back to normalized rotation. There's the area right there. I mean, notice how that's a darker blue shaded color that you're seeing here on Mega Doppler as well. That means that we're starting to see a little bit of a stronger rotation. And if we start seeing greens, well, that means that this thing is really starting to tighten up.
Yeah, it might get there too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been steadily increasing. So we'll continue to monitor the, of course, the Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. I know. And you know what? Here, I'm going to do something real fast. I have got to do this. While you're on Mega Doppler, I am going to go and adjust this button. I gotta edit this because this is going to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Not going to the right one.
I agree. I know exactly what you're talking about because I have to stop myself for a minute every time I look at it.
Okay. I think I got it now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ready?
Da-da-da.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Lincoln WeatherBug Network camera. There you go. That's what it looks like. Just a cloudy, rainy area. So that is what, excuse me. That's what we deal with QLCS tornadoes. Mostly likely rain-wrapped if there is a tornado. We're starting to see that area of circulation beginning to increase on that north end of the line.
Yes.
Where it's more oriented northwest to southeast. Watch, I'm going to take you through that real quick. Going to go back to Mega Doppler.
What is it? Okay, it's doing something weird when you switch it like that.
What?
So it was on
because
reflectivity
because you're on a one panel. So what you want to do is you always want to go back to basically a base reflect. You always got to do a one panel if you're going to do that. Then you're going to go back and do this. So if you want to do a three panel, then you got to do normalized rotation. Then it'll pop up. Because what it's doing is it's selecting the first image. So
I don't know why.
It's okay. It's all right. Once I get the double banner working, we'll be good. Yeah. So that does look kind of gnarly.
It does.
Gnarly is a good word.
Sounds like a Baja Blast Bro word.
But we've got a lot of people watching here, almost 1,700 folks that are on the stream. And so here's what we want to do. I want to kind of set the stage what's going on. So we got one storm in particular that we're watching that is in southwestern Adair County. Everywhere else, green's showing up, by the way.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, there's no tornado potential unless this storm starts moving into western Washington County, which is obviously a possibility. That circulation north of Greasy is starting to pop up southwest of Cherry Tree. That's that area of rotation. All the conditions, all the parameters are there for a tornado, and that's something that we have to watch. And again, that's right along the leading edge of the line. Everything pans out. The UDCZ, it's all right in line. Now, we don't have any type of what we call correlation coefficient drop, PTDS, all that stuff.
Yep.
So we're all good there.
Yep.
But we want to go back to a wide view here, and we are tracking this cell. So if you're wondering where exactly it is and where it's headed, we're going to go to weather 2, and there you get to see the tornado possible on this severe thunderstorm warning. And do you have, we have Slack open?
Do not have Slack open
Okay.
right now.
It should have opened automatically because I had it in the startups. But we definitely want to keep track of that. So we'll take a look here. Nothing really. Temps is warmed in the river valley, gust potential. So not really seeing a whole lot of updates. There's 2 areas of rotation that we're going to look at. But first of all, there's the path of that storm. So in case you can't read that, there's a lot of text on the screen, and I know your devices aren't real big. Unless you got an iPad, that's going to be ideal.
That'd be clutch.
But there is a look at what we've got for times. Let me read these off for you guys. So we've got Stillwell at 11:06, Morrow at 11:12. That's in Western Washington County. Before that, after that, Lake Weddington 11:23, Farmington 11:25, Fayetteville 11:30. So originally it was kind of showing a little before 11:30. Now it's 11:30. If that cell actually tracks in this way, and I think it is going to be moving into Western Washington County, will it fall apart? Potentially because of the lack of low-level instability, but that is a cell that we're definitely watching. 2 areas of rotation now.
Yeah,
great question on this. Can you differentiate the possibility, the tornado possible and possible tornado? So it's pretty much the same thing. Tornado possible is an exact same thing that's called a tornado possible tag, meaning this severe thunderstorm warning, we'll go back to it, has a threat where it says tornado possible. That means they're not confident enough to issue a tornado warning on the area because it's not strong enough yet, but it could increase in intensity really quickly, and then that could lead to rapid tornado development. And possible tornado means if you're looking at radar, essentially you're thinking this is a tornado that's very close to touching the ground, so this is possibly a tornado. But in terms of a tornado possible, that is the wording of a warning.
Yeah.
So that's the threat of a warning. So wind is wild in Greenwood. I bet the winds are cranking up. That's right. Yeah, we're gonna work. We're gonna work on the stuff. But this says maybe the time meter for storms just change color. Okay. Make the tide bigger and put the font on with different colors, severity. Makes sense though.
It's a little bit lower key on NROT now.
Okay. What about the north end of the line? Because the north end of the line might be a little bit more too.
Exactly.
Don't forget that.
Yep, we're watching that.
So it's up by Stillwell. It's northwest of Stillwell. That right there. That we have to watch closely. So this is a great example. Tornado possible means that the NWS believes that the storm has a capability of producing a tornado. NWS began cutting down on issuing false alarm tornado warnings. The flavor text is added to gather attention to the warning text a bit more. Great example and great description right there. We got some real good weather folks that know.
I know, dude. Man. Everybody knows their stuff here.
But we learn a lot too. We learn something new every day about the weather. So
yeah. No.
Got some different people standing down. There's west of Stillwell, northwest of Stillwell, south of Peavine. That is that area. Now it looks like it might be encountering a little bit more, cloud cover and rain. And then what that's going to do is start to kill the instability. So,
which, of course, that's been happening for the last 30 to 45 minutes in Washington County. So,
Lincoln, now he's starting to see some cloud structure.
Yeah,
but that's about it. But you can see how fast those clouds are moving. So,
there's a tremendous amount of wind shear in place right now.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. The big question of the day was going to be the instability, especially the surface-based instability.
We can bring up some other cameras too. There's Huntsville. So just raining a little bit, but you can see those clouds moving along pretty good. Gaither Mountain, this is looking off to the west. That's still a ways away from the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
So in the control room, we're watching this cell that's moving into southwestern Washington County. I wouldn't be surprised if a severe thunderstorm warning gets issued. So there's probably going to be the weather radio going off here pretty shortly. That's going to lead to maybe a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Washington County, which means that it might not clip exactly all areas of Washington County. Mm-hmm. But if you have Weather Call Next Gen, you would know exactly where that warning is.
You're going to be in great shape.
Yeah, you would get that call. So I do want to show you that real quick here.
I did show that a couple times during the morning show.
Did you?
Today.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So this is Weather Call Next Gen. What I'm going to do for the meantime, I'm going to take it off of producer mode, and we're going to take a look here at this full screen so you can get a good idea. We can kind of bounce back and forth between the two modes. But this is Weather Call Next Gen. Tornado warning in southwest Missouri near Joplin. We'll get to that.
That's where the surface low is.
That's where the vorticity is too. That's where the focused energy is.
Yep.
It's all where the energy is focused. But that is the code right there. You can scan that QR code. You can take a snapshot of this. This is just a little over $1 a month. If you want lightning data, it's under a lunch, if you will, for the year. I mean, you're paying, I think $17
for the whole year.
For the whole year.
Yeah, that's like a meal at Chick-fil-A. One meal at Chick-fil-A.
It really is.
Really,
we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
and this you can feast on having safety in terms of warnings.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Staying safe and sound.
So what we could do is I'm gonna plug in that. I'm gonna plug in that link real fast for you, so you know exactly where that is. You can see it on the screen, but sometimes it's easier to click in the links.
Yeah, because some people are probably watching on their phones, so it's like
renewed, still $12 a year. So there you go.
There you go.
Just renewed. I just posted the link.
Yep, that is officially a spicy chicken deluxe meal, $12 a year.
They got rid of the pretzel.
I know, dude.
Buns.
That was the greatest thing they ever came up with.
Pretzel buns. All right, back to the real stuff. Back to the weather. Squirrel.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much how we are.
Exactly.
Yes.
There's a circulation now that's just crossing Highway 59. So, of course, no cell service for those people.
As usual.
Let's zoom out a little bit. I want to get a view. So, southwest of Lincoln, we should be able to start to see this WeatherBug network camera and get a view of this. So, yeah, you can start to see a little bit more of a lowered base.
Let's switch it to Lincoln here.
Well, here's what we're going to do, Josh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Check this out.
Back here.
Bam.
Boom.
Got Lincoln and the WeatherBug camera. Let's just do one so we're not.
One panel?
Yeah, one panel. And let's just.
You want it to be velocity? Or
let's keep it reflectivity right now.
Okay.
Warnings dropped.
Wow.
Did it?
It completely gone. It is gone.
Well, let's see if they're issuing another one.
They've got to issue another one.
No, the warning. Yeah, warning is dropped.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Ottawa County. That's the only one that still remains. That's not even close to us.
So the warning's expired. However, wind is picking up. So Decatur, I wouldn't worry about anything. It's cloudy. It's rainy. There's not going to be much going on. So if we go to our WeatherBug network cameras from Decatur, that's it.
That's it.
It's windy. Yeah, it's rainy, but that's it. Nothing.
New severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible.
Okay. So here we go.
I'm going to pull this up on Weather One here.
Bring it up on this.
Oh.
There we go.
Whoa. That's a big severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, well, right along the line.
Yep.
Got both weather radios going off. One's just Washington County, so we've got them both going on.
Talking to each other.
Yep. So, severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. Let's go through all the information on this warning. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer. But first of all, goes until 11:45. There is one near Joplin, but we've got to cover this because this is more in our weather coverage area. But we will take a look at Joplin's tornado warning just a bit. But it goes, like we said, just a little bit, quarter to noon. 60 miles per hour winds. I'm hearing rumbles of thunder.
Yep.
And also the hail size, not really all that much in terms of concern there. We're not looking at much for the hail size. Tornado possible, that's that tag, meaning anywhere along that line, there could be some rotation, but we can narrow out parts of the line. But some parts we cannot narrow out. So let me kind of show what we've got here real quick. This is one of the areas that's of concern just to the northwest of Lincoln, or southwest of Lincoln near Stillwell. And again, we're going to watch that WeatherBug network camera because we're going to get a view of this as it comes in. And boy, there's just not much visibility at all. Super rain wrapped.
A lot of rain out ahead of the line. It's killing
this does not. That's a good question. Let's zoom way in and show people who it does affect. It does not affect Gentry. So you got Decatur, you got Gentry on the screen. All of Benton County except for basically extreme southern Benton County and southwestern Benton County is under that warning. And look, now you can see we even got the tornado possible with the shaded outline counties on there on the flashing map.
Oh, beautiful.
So there's a look at again, Bella Vista, Bentonville, Pea Ridge, War Eagle, Rocky Branch. No, just rain. This is Fayetteville, Farmington. Yes, this storm cell line is coming towards you. This is just a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. No tornado warning, but this cell is what?
It's now moving at 67 knots. So about 75 miles per hour.
Out. And there's a good reason. This is the Baja Blast energy, the negative tilted trough. There is another part of the line that I got to watch right here, which is why they warned all the way far south of near McCurtain.
I was watching that too.
And that looks a little more impressive. And that's going to be coming into northwestern Benton County, or northwestern LaFleur County. Sorry, I was looking at something else.
The whole, I mean, there's such a big warning.
County, yeah,
it's such a big warning.
It's a super big warning.
Yes.
All right, back to Mega Doppler. Let's take a look more at some detailed stuff. We will see what happens.
Yep. It's really this part of the line that's the most concerning right here. That's north of Salem right now. And again, a lot of this energy is encountering rain that's already fallen in southwestern Washington County. So you have to wonder what role that may play on this particular storm. Maybe
it may weaken it. There's no 0 to 3 kilometer cape. I'm looking at that right now. It's not much over our area.
That could be our saving grace.
Turd Ferguson has arrived.
The man, the myth, the legend. The number one turd.
Look at that cell split. So this is here's one thing I do want to mention. And what's nice is I do believe. Hey, can you guys bring me up on the wall? There we go.
Okay.
And then what we can do is you can bring me up on so right here.
PCR?
Yeah.
Skadoosh.
There we go. So I'm gonna jump in front of here. Yeah, bring me up on PCR real quick. So this cell right here, this is the line that we're going to be watching real closely, and this part of the cell that's got this huge descending reflectivity core. Even if it doesn't have a tornado, it's still going to have some pretty strong winds associated with it. Let's pan down a little bit if we can, Josh, on Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler. There's that line. I want to go up, actually. We're going to go up to this right here. This is some pretty strong winds that are coming into the west side of Lincoln. That is a huge descending reflectivity core. So get ready for, as this storm is moving over 70 miles per hour, for some strong winds. So there's the storm relative velocity. Remember, this is probably old too. Also, another thing we did is we have the exact second. So you can tell what time you're looking at this on the stream, because sometimes the stream can be delayed several minutes, if you will, depending on network issues, different things like that. Also on our 479 first platform, be interesting to see if we're streaming on that, Josh. You should check. Yeah. But that can be a good 40, 50 second delay. And with a storm moving this fast, that could be an issue in terms of, looking at the radar and saying this is where the storm is when in fact it's already over Dutch Mills. So this cell northwest of Evansville, that's the circulation that we have to watch. This is definitely textbook QLCS tornado potential for that part of the line, which is exactly why they have a tornado possible.
Yeah, and I'm going to also keep an eye on that part of the line down here near McCurtain as well.
Looks like it kind of weakened a little bit.
It did. But
it still needs something to watch.
A little more line normal there.
Yep.
So really 2 parts that we're watching very closely. And the number one concern right now is just to the east of Stillwell.
We still have me up on the wall. You can bring it up, weather producer full. Let's go ahead and we'll bring it up producer full. Yeah. There we go.
Yes.
So then I could be in front of the wall describing everything so you guys can see. Now, we're not doing severe weather coverage on television. The storm is just approaching. There's right now a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible. There's the area of rotation that we're watching very closely as that cell lifts to the north. Now, here's another thing too, Josh, is that it's parallel with the radar beam. So we're starting to get into that area where you can't see those mesovortices quite as well.
Yes.
But I don't want to change the radar source. But these are some of the struggles that you deal with when you're covering QLCS tornado potential in Northwest Arkansas. Let's take a look at the normalized rotation again. Our tornado tracker.
Ooh, a little green there.
Starting to show up. So this is looking southwest of Lincoln. Are you seeing anything on that Lincoln camera?
I'm am starting to see a little bit more structure there.
Okay, I'll bring that up.
Right there, yep, yeah.
So we'll bring that up here.
You can kind of see that rolling in.
We'll just bring this up full here real quick. So this is our Lincoln. Oh, yeah, you can definitely see that lowered structure.
Yes.
Right there. So we want to bring that up on the weather producer here.
PCR max 2.
That's correct. Yep, max 2. There we go.
You can. I'm starting to see more of that structure now.
Oh yeah, they have to have the right source in the control room.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's why you aren't seeing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, with PCR. That's why we're not doing that right yet.
But if we went on air, we would do that. Here, let me pull it up on you.
On Weather One?
On Weather One. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll actually.
It's up at the top.
Yep.
I know. You're going to have to learn all these buttons and all that stuff. So that's going to be, you could do that right there. Perfect. We'll go back to PCR full. So now you got the WeatherBug Network camera in Lincoln. We can bounce back and forth to that. I'm starting to see a little lowered structure on that.
That's what I'm seeing too.
Yeah. You can see it kind of right there. A little bit of lowered structure. We'll pull that up full. We've got this recording, by the way. That's looking right at it.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be some pretty strong winds coming into Lincoln. So if you do live south of Lincoln, Evansville, you got Dutch Mills. This is a classic area where usually things start to ramp up and spin up a little bit. Yeah, there you can see that little bit of a base, and that's that lowered area. You might want to take that camera and move it to the west just a little bit. I'm going to do that here real quick.
Okay.
See if it moves. Yep, there it goes.
Got the gamer pad.
Everything's working. Yeah, look at that lowering right there. That's looking
pretty gnarly.
Southwest. So if you're in the Lincoln area, you want to be watching this cell real close. I know we've got Weather 2 loaded up on in the control room, so that's good news. There you go. There's a look at the circulation. Pretty intense circulation that's moving northeast. That's where they have strong rotation. We're starting to see that green area. This is not tornado warned yet. It could ramp up to tornado warning status. Definitely with that base off in the distance. That's a pretty impressive base that we're looking at. We're at 11:11 here in the morning, so just before high noon, almost exactly when the timing window that we had for these storms to move in. And let's work our way up and down the line, Josh, as we continue to check this out. So you have the storm motion set to the warning?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Looks like this is starting to gust out. This is the new area. One thing I'm noticing is that it's still not quite oriented northwest to southeast. That's our greatest potential for tornadoes, is if the line is running northwest to southeast. But this is starting to encounter that instability, that lack of instability, if you will.
And it lines up with the decrease in lightning as well. The lightning was a lot more prominent. Look at all those lightning strikes just a few moments ago. And now it's kind of falling apart just a little
Starting to weaken a little bit.
Yes.
So we got additional cells that are running all the way up and down the line. Remember, Fort Smith hasn't seen anything yet, but this cell could be moving in. We'll be watching it. It's a brief window of opportunity for any type of severe weather for this cell to move in. So we're taking that camera off the screen right now.
Yep.
Now you get a good look at everything that's happening. If we can, in the control room, can we run can we go to Weather 2? And I'll bring up the Mega Doppler computer full. Let's go to Weather 2 if we can in the control room. There you go. Now you get to see that Lincoln Weatherbug Network camera, and I could bring this up full as well, so we could take a look at that Lincoln camera. A little bit of structure, but it's we're kind of losing it a little bit. Might need to continue to track that storm as we're doing that.
That's what we're gonna do.
Now it's south of Lincoln, so let me go ahead and move that. These storms move really fast, and you got to keep up with them on the cameras.
75 miles per hour.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's
there you go. There you get to see the little bit of that lowered cloud base.
You know what they call that in a storm chase? In the High Plains Ripper.
Oh yeah,
yeah, High Plains Ripper.
That was me after
Taco Bell. I knew you were going to say that.
All right,
oh, man. I mean, so the rotation again, kind of ebbing and flowing, right? So it's back down to blues again, right? Which lines up with what we're seeing on storm relative velocity. It's not as impressive.
And just to let you know, if you're watching for the first time here, our stream, we now have these the banners, the legends. They change with the product, and it all is streamlined with the same thing. So if we go to, and what we're looking at here is the radar in Fort Smith. And green colors is inbound velocity. So we're looking at strong winds that are moving towards the radar, winds that are moving away from the radar. And whenever you have those really close together, you have your circulation. The brighter the colors, if you get into the blues and the dark blues, that's where you see stronger winds over 58 miles per hour, which, by the way, is severe criteria. That's why we've got it measured on the banner. But there's a look at that circulation. When those greens start brightening up and becoming more like a light blue, that tells you have a stronger circulation. So another thing, too, is you look at the reds and those start showing up. They're moving a little bit more as well. I want to look at this velocity from INX because it's a little bit of a different view of this cell. And so there you get to see same color scale, but there's that circulation that's showing up. And remember, this is a little bit farther away from the radar. Notice how the radials point to the Tulsa radar, but there's that area of strong wind. So we are going to get some strong winds. Let's go back to our weather camera from Lincoln. Now, there you go. That's the end of that visibility. And get ready for the heavy rain coming in. That's the end of that for that camera.
Some much needed rainfall as well. That is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take this all day long. The rain is the best part about this system.
I mean, we have so many burn bans that are in effect. I wonder if this energy was strong enough to maybe drop some of the burn bans potentially. We'll see. We'll see how this happens. But hey, real quick for our friends up north in Branson, I do want to show this. It is a tornado warning. It's not in our area, not in our weather coverage area. It looks like there it is, a very small cell. And so there's the tornado warning that's in effect. You can see that goes until 11:30. That is north of Joplin. If we go back a little bit in time, you'll be able to see that cell. So that shows you the energy is a little bit stronger to the northwest of us. That's where it was a little more focused, and that's why we're seeing that.
We need to watch that storm again near Dutch Mills.
We'll do that.
Yes.
I do want to look at this the shortwave. Oh man, what an impressive shortwave. Look at this energy. So if we were more unstable and if we had more instability, but we could have been really getting rocked today with a severe weather event. But this is where it moved into the Oklahoma City area. All those ingredients were there. Now you can see those cells aren't quite as the colder cloud top. So I want to go back here real fast. Yeah, Josh, keep watching that, okay?
Yes, sir. Definitely has ramped up a little bit more again. Just to the east of Dutch Mills. Still elongated, though, so nothing imminent.
Taking a look at this. This is a different look at the water vapor, but you're going to see, look at the explosion of thunderstorms, and then they start lifting northeast. But those cells aren't as impressive. You see how they don't have as cold of cloud tops. They're not having the blue shades and stuff like that, so they're not as high-topped as those were. But there is one cell, as you can see, just west of Fayetteville. It's got a little bit of those blue shades. That shows you that we still have the potential for some intense thunderstorm activity.
That dry punch, man.
No, that's an impressive one.
I geek out when I see that.
I know. I'm looking for infrared. That's something else that I
that
have to
is
add
just
on that.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a big time.
Yeah.
Now we also have the visible satellite too. I wonder if it's under the mesosector. I'm imagining it is. Let's see if it populates here. Mesosector 1. Yeah, maybe mesosector 2. I don't know. Should populate. But anyways, let's go back to weather 1 if we can. Josh, you can take us through this storm and this cell for this circulation.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal. And as you mentioned earlier, Dan, we're basically vertical with the radar now at Fort Smith. So it's a little bit more difficult to dig out these QLCS type events. I will say the rotation is still elongated, but it's kind of persisting right now just off to the east of Dutch Mills. You can see how those darker blue colors are a little bit more prominent there. We also saw a little surge of lightning as well. And there's a little bit of green showing up there too on the normalized rotation. But again, if you're looking at it from storm relative velocity, notice how those reds and greens almost look like they're right down the middle, right?
Yeah.
You divide them and they almost look perfectly even. That is because the radar beam is parallel with
and you can see the way that is.
Yes.
These are the radials. Imagine like energy being, microwave energy being shot out from the radar. That is exactly parallel to the orientation of the line. Go back to the line again. And what that means is in the QLCS research, quasi-linear convective system research, you can't detect the tornadoes quite as easily. It's still possible, but it's not as easy. And also your beam height is starting to increase as well.
Yeah. And that's why we try to stay ahead of them, right?
Exactly.
That's why we're looking for the nudgers
the
and
conditions,
the
all that stuff.
Exactly. That way we can give you a heads up before it happens, because it happens just so quickly and so rapidly.
But as of now, we're looking a little better in terms of that tornado potential. It's still there, but it's not as great. So, and the Weather Service is not really chatting about it right now. So that tells you that, they're watching it, but nothing really super concerning. You can see the rotation.
See, but I don't know if that's true. I don't, because it's parallel.
Yeah.
It's very hard to determine if.
Well, we could switch radars real quick.
Yeah.
And I'll just let's go ahead and we'll do that. We'll bring up weather 2, and I'm going to bring up the SRX. I'm going to take a look at some other areas here. We'll run through this warning. And while you're doing that, you're switching the radar. Let me know when you got the new radar loaded. But this is the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 11:45. It does include Fayetteville and Springdale and West Fork. And this is on the basically western side of Washington County. Moving really quickly, moving over 60 miles per hour in speed. And you also see even some hail potential that's within this line. What's interesting is we've got the winter mode on. Obviously, it makes sense because you've got that potential for, winter weather. Not this winter.
Yeah.
But don't worry, mid to late January, I think we're going to see a big time change in the temperatures. Winter is coming, folks.
I do agree with that.
It will be colder.
Jon Snow.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about that. It's going to be colder. But let me zoom in real close and show you the different severe thunderstorm areas. So Springdale, Fayetteville, you got Taneytown that's included. But this is the most dangerous portion of the storm that's coming into that Farmington area, Prairie Grove. Not tornado warned, but severe thunderstorm warning. And it actually doesn't even have the tornado possible tag on it anymore. That has been dropped. So it looks like originally it was tornado possible, but now it looks like as these storms are moving into that less favorable environment, meaning the instability is less, the thunderstorm risk is starting to drop a little bit. We still have, though, just want to make sure you're aware, which is why the tornado tie is on. We do have that tornado watch that does include Washington and Benton County. You got the new radar?
I do have the new radar pulled up.
Okay, we'll bring that up on weather 1.
Yep. Look at this very thin line that we're looking at right here. And notice if I go to normalized rotation, right, it's not as stout.
No, it's not.
As what shows up on the Fort Smith radar, which makes sense, right? We're not parallel to that storm anymore. So you're not getting some false kind of readings that are going on. If I go to storm relative velocity, you can still see that area that we're watching very closely just up
that fell apart.
east of Dutch Mills. But yeah, I mean, that's not.
Do you have a storm motion set?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll tell you this, Dan, like it, even from the Tulsa radar, looked a little bit more impressive, right? When it was near Zion, Highway 59. Then as it progressed off to the north and east, you can tell it's encountering all that rain-cooled air that we saw earlier that is choking it off and killing it right now, which is fantastic.
Can you do me a favor, Charles, and just bring up weather bring up the weather lab. Bring up the weather lab shot if you can. Yeah, so we can do this where we bring up. We've got the radar on there as we're talking about this storm, but it looks like it's falling apart. And this is why we're not covering this on television. It's starting to weaken. If it was looking like it was ramping up and producing tornado potential, we would jump on there.
Yeah.
But it does look like everything's kind of weakening. But the best blessing out of all of this is that we've got rain that's happening across the region. You can see that on the radar as we move around. Go up to Benton County. We'll check that out. And,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Light to moderate rain. Don't worry about severe weather potential.
Flooding is not a.
This warning is going to be dropping pretty soon. There's still a chance of some gusty winds. Remember, winds could be up to. I mean, the storm's moving at 60 miles per hour. All it takes is just a little gust, and you've already got severe thunderstorm warning winds.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point you made too, because the storm is starting to weaken, but sometimes it takes that last gasp.
Yeah.
Right, and when it does that,
just like Josh when he's done with his shift today.
Pretty much,
he's gonna exhale, and that's gonna be his last gasp as he hits the hay.
Exactly. Might be doing the same thing after Taco Bell, like you.
All right, so we work our way south. Fayetteville, Winslow, Cedarville, Fort Smith, Sallisaw. You can see all those showers and storms. Also, that south end of the line is really weakened as well. But but it is a different view.
On Tulsa's radar.
Yeah, that is a different view. So we'll bring up Weather 1 back up full.
Yeah.
As we're checking out everything across the area. So we'll go to Weather 1 here.
Still goes until 11:45, so my watch died.
In the meantime, since we're not live, we can interact with people. We can come back over here. We can look at some of the comments. Rain is in East Prairie Grove. Wind is blowing sideways. So we can look at some of our WeatherBug network cameras. Let's check out Kessler camera. Strong winds.
Strong winds, yep.
Mount Sequoia. Not much to see. Not much visibility. Rain is blowing sideways. Dark in Rogers. We've got our Pinnacle Parkway Towers WeatherBug network camera. Again, like just rain.
Normal storms. Look how high those bases are too.
Yeah,
very elevated.
That shows you the instability is definitely lacking. We also have our Posey Mountain WeatherBug network camera. Now wait a minute. Fail.
Womp, womp, womp,
I'll chase that. We're new Arkansas. Curious if y'all ever hit the tornado emergency symbol. That is a good question. To be honest with you, never in our weather coverage area, except for Northeast Oklahoma, was there a tornado emergency in our area.
Was that old Tin Killer?
That was not that one. That was the one by Bunch and Pegs.
Yes.
It was in 2017, I want to say. And that was a tornado emergency. Even May 26, 2024 didn't have a tornado emergency.
It was considerable.
It did have considerable.
Yeah.
But it wasn't tornado emergency. Yeah.
Which is crazy because that was about as big as it gets.
Yeah.
It was the widest tornado one.
So that's a good question because you can see it up at the top, the banner. Anytime you see red and pink together, that's pretty. What that means, if you're wondering, tornado emergency, I can bring that up here. It's essentially basically saying that there's a large destructive tornado that is doing damage and that could cause loss of life.
It's moving through like a populated area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's moving through a populated area. Like you can have a big, giant tornado out in the middle of nowhere like El Reno, and it's not hitting a populated area, and there's no tornado emergency that's issued for that.
Yeah.
But if it's like barreling towards like Bentonville or Fayetteville or something like that, then
that's the one I was talking about. Pegs, that was exactly the one I was mentioning. I didn't think it might be 2019. It's been I can't remember the exact year, but I know it was May of 2019. I know I wore the hook echo tie. I could tell you. I can tell you.
You got it right there.
Yeah.
I remember you showed it to me, you showed me video from the past and you covering it and stuff like that.
Because I had the hook echo tie on and it was almost exactly what it looked like on the radar. It was pretty cool.
Wasn't that the only time you had worn the hook echo tie?
Yeah, that was the first time
that
I wore that.
Yeah.
Looking
Look at our viewers. They know. May 20th, 2019.
Oh, really?
Our viewers know what's up, man.
May 21st, 2019.
Because it was at night, right? It's overnight.
Yeah, because that was 252. Oh, yeah, it was May 20th. It was May 20th because May 21st is when I took a picture of the tie and compared it to the radar. But let me show you here real quick. This is kind of cool. So there's the tie. And there's a hook echo.
I mean, it's literally a copy paste job.
Yeah. It was literally okay. It was unbelievable how much that matched. But yes, May 20th, 2019. Who got that right?
We had multiple people.
Man, you guys are awesome. That's exactly 2019. Okay, so now I've got that logged in the memory bank. That hook is terrifying. It was. What does that hook echo tie look like? Don't put it on. That's it right there. You can see it. And that's the hook echo tie. That was worn on May 26th. Oh, how about this? Caitlin's saying May 26th look exactly like the tie, in my opinion. That's the most definitive hook I've ever seen. That was one heck of a supercell for sure. No, you got it. You got it right there. Get that thing out of here.
Whoa.
Yeah, get it out of here. People don't want to see that.
But if you see that,
that is reserved.
That's the red
for very special times.
Exactly.
Yep. Back to our radar because we don't want to lose sight of that. And this time we're going to bring it up full so you can get a good look at the radar without all the extra graphics for now, and then we'll go back to that. I do like the enhanced look though, for sure, of the stream. But
I got a little update from the National Weather Service. This is from Steve. The better low-level wind shear shifted into southwest Missouri, but some shear exists ahead of the storm, so an occasional attempt at rotation will continue. The main concern remains sporadic, strong gusts. The current plan is not to extend the current watch. Some uptick in intensity likely will occur this afternoon within the existing activity. A bullseye of instability remains in the Arkansas River Valley ahead of the storms, giving that area a bit of extra potential. A little extra oomph there. So we're not going to let our guard down with the River Valley along south of Interstate 40.
Don't bring that in here, Josh.
Don't bring that in.
Nina is okay for now. Let's take a look here at the part of the south. Prairie Grove, wind is crazy. Let's look at some of our cameras here.
I'm going to switch back to Fort Smith.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Yeah, let's switch back to Fort Smith.
In the meantime, let's take a look at some Fort Smith cameras. So here's Miss Laura's historic site. There's the public library. Pretty quiet now. And honestly, a lot of those cells are going to be lifting north.
This doesn't look as impressive. Wow.
Yeah, Centerton's okay. Wind has died down in Prairie Grove. Hey, Josh Harvison said something. All right.
We got a report here.
Yeah.
Nice
got
live
our
report.
News director on the scene here.
So he has activated storm chase mode. Attaboy, Josh. Welcome to the club.
Josh Harvison saying the winds died down in Prairie Grove, and that makes sense with the line moving east. You can blow your nose. That's fine.
Yeah.
We all know you're sick. P Ridge is okay.
Comes in waves.
I mean, honestly, everything is looking really okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will come in waves, Josh. I know exactly how you're feeling, man. We're going to take you on a radar tour. Then we'll take you on a camera tour.
Sorry, y'all.
No worries. I didn't mean to hit that button and sell you out like that as you're blowing your nose.
Caught in 4K.
Caught with your nose stuffed.
Yeah.
But Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri, this is all rain. No problems. If you're watching anywhere in Benton County, you don't even have to keep watching the stream if you're concerned about severe weather. But we appreciate you watching. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
By the way, is this on 479 first?
It's not.
It's not?
I think that's what I got the word.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's look here. Let me go back here to make sure.
We're still tweaking out some things.
It's working now.
Okay.
Working now.
Cool.
Okay. We're good now.
Awesome. All right. So anyways, Benton County, no, nothing on severe. This is the last bit of the cell that's coming into Fayetteville. Might as well get a look at it while it's here, and then we'll go back to the rest of the line. So let's look at the Graduate Hotel. That's looking south, and that's just a rain core that's coming in.
Yeah, it got fixed.
So the severe weather, all right, got it fixed.
Yeah,
beautiful. Well, this is always a good test run. You can't test anything unless you actually have weather. So that's nice.
True.
So
true that.
Oh yeah, take honey and garlic, Josh.
I had some nice tea this morning that Ashley made for me that had some cinnamon and honey in it, and it really opened me up. That's for sure.
Get you a hot toddy tonight.
Yeah.
There you go.
Speaking of hot toddy,
not a hottie toddy,
exactly,
but a hot toddy. Yeah.
But speaking of hottie toddy, how about the Razorback basketball team putting a whooping on Ole Miss last night?
That was awesome.
Yes,
absolutely.
Love to see it.
So here we got West Fork. Okay, so that's it. That's all that's showing. That's not much to see. We do have our Cartwright WeatherBug Network camera, so we can go to that, and that's going to be located at Mountainburg. So that's looking off to the west. You can see our old radar dome, our radome.
The radome.
Denton, hopefully you can get that back up and running. That's like resurrecting the Titanic.
Yeah, exactly.
You. But I know it's still something that he's looking for. You know, I don't know if the Barnsdall tornado got a tornado. Oh, wait, May 6, 2024. That probably did have a tornado emergency. Barnsdall, I remember that storm. That was an EF4.
Didn't we chase that day?
No, I didn't. You might have, though.
I might have not been able to go to it.
How about that? Watching the QLCS training play out in real time all morning has been something. That's right.
It's pretty fantastic. It's game changing, man.
So it was a tour. There's so many well efficient and smart people. It did get a TORE, which is tornado emergency, but it isn't in the coverage area. Yeah. Barnsdall is a little west of us.
Yeah.
But it did have a TOR emergency tag.
Ooh, Section 101.
What's up?
Just a few weeks until baseball. Section 101.
Oh, you got someone in there? Really?
Man, yes.
Wow.
Yes. I cannot wait. Those are my best friends there.
Okay. Well, there you go. It says Barnsdall and Bartlesville were both under tornado emergencies. Yeah.
I remember Bartlesville too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the day that we both chased, but we couldn't get down to – there was like one storm that was way south of us, but we had to get back in because we had to cover storms in our area.
That wasn't us, though. Me. It was you, right?
It might.
Or do you think it was both of us?
I thought we were together.
Well, there was one that we were on western Oklahoma, but
yeah.
Let's go back to the radar here because that is not much to see, is it?
No. Especially, I mean, these storms in the River Valley are just
they're done.
Falling apart.
They're gone.
They're done.
But there's a reason for that. That's because the energy is focused more to the north.
See, that's
west.
The thing. Exactly.
We knew yesterday that low level, that energy that was coming in, it was going to be more to the northwest.
It's displaced.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's a strange situation because for Northwest Arkansas, there's a lack of instability. For the River Valley, there's a lack of those dynamics like the wind shear.
New severe thunderstorm warning. Probably doesn't have the tornado possible tag, though.
I can confirm that.
So that's just the south end of the line that's coming through Fort Smith. We'll take the camera and we'll take a look at that here in just a bit. So there's a new severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to pull up the information as it comes available. We've got until 12:30 for a severe thunderstorm warning. Notice no tornado possible. 60 miles per hour winds. You have radar indicated on this. Let's go ahead and we'll do a storm track on it as well.
Let me see what the knots are here. So about 55 knots. So 60 to 65.
Yeah, we're going to show the ALMA timing. That's exactly what we're doing right now. So now that we've got the track, we'll take a look at the actual cell. Sorry, Josh.
Oh, no, you're good, man. We're rolling right now. We're rolling.
We're almost there. Almost done with a severe weather threat. All right, I'm going to do the most dangerous portion of that storm. We're going to track it northeast. It's actually going to be north of Alma, guys. And you're going to see that here real shortly. So let me go ahead and take the warning off the screen in terms of the information. We're going to go to weather 2. There's a look at the track of this cell. So moving northeast at 60 miles per hour, 65 actually. I'm going to readjust this here. The more you talk, the more gunk comes out too. It's a worst.
Maybe that clears it up. Maybe that's the secret, right?
Yeah.
Talk more.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But Alma is actually barely included in this warning. So there's a look at the times. You got Mountainburg, 11:52. Now, Mountainburg is going to be impacted. Cartwright is going to be impacted. In fact, we've got to look at that cell if we look at our Cartwright WeatherBug Network camera. So let's go right there. There it is. That's looking west. Let's turn it a little bit to the southwest.
Connecting still. Takes a little while to connect on this one.
Yeah, that one does.
Come on.
Especially since I have it running right now.
Come on. Southwest there.
All right, we see it.
Yep.
Someone said, I wish I could help. So just no visibility. It's just absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing about these QLCS events too.
Yeah. What's the miles per hour on you blowing your nose?
Oh man,
sounds like 25, 30.
25, 30, I would say, give or take. It's garden variety. You know, nothing severe, nothing considerable. Definitely not destructive. I love how we always talk about these things in weather terms. Taco Bell, blowing nose, it's great.
So 12:30, severe thunderstorm warning. We did the track on that. Let's look at some cameras here. Let's look at our Fort Smith camera. Cartwright couldn't see anything.
I know,
just
white and socked it.
That's it. There's a look at our Fort Smith Public Library WeatherBug Network camera. So honestly, I think we can drop down the tornado tie on the severe scoff tyometer. And let's go ahead and we'll remove that and go to just a daytime lightning tie.
Yeah.
So we got the different ties, as you'll see, and we'll put that on the lower end too. As we mentioned, this is a low-end severe weather threat. There's the daytime lightning tie.
Daytime lightning tie. Love to see it. That's so cool how you can just switch it up like that. I mean, that's amazing. That might be the best thing that we've added right there.
Severe scoff tyometer.
Exactly. Yeah. It's great.
So with that being said, I have to change the tie.
You got to go change
we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. There's that uptick that they were talking about.
That actually is going to be for like Benton County and Carroll County.
And Madison.
Yeah.
And there it is. You already see it added on the screen. So we'll bring this up on. I do have to change the tie, though.
Here, you go change it.
Yeah, I don't think we have any tornado potential anymore.
Talking to each other.
Man, I'll tell you, those weather radios, they work.
Those babies will wake you up.
Yep.
That is for sure. Always good to have multiple ways to receive warnings. And I would always have a weather radio inside the house. And make sure that baby's turned on for severe weather events. So we've got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right now, guys, as Dan switches off the tie real quick. None of them have tornado possible tags attached to them. There's nothing that I'm seeing on radar that warrants any tornado potential really at this time. We're going to still keep an eye on them, obviously. It still could be windy, especially along and north of the Bobby Harper Tunnel, where that wind shear is a little bit greater compared to the river valley. But if I go back here, I'm going to actually go back, and we're going to take a look at Mega Doppler once again. But here's the line of storms right here. So you've got all these severe thunderstorm warnings that are basically in effect north of Interstate 40, where the dynamics are a little bit better at this time. South of Interstate 40, it's so displaced from the piece of energy that a lot of this is starting to fall apart right now. So notice how there's just not a whole lot of activity going on in LaFleur County, south of Fort Smith. North of Fort Smith is a little bit more interesting right now. But again, there's not enough instability in place now for these storms to start rotating. So we're really, once again, kind of dodging a bullet, missing some ingredients here and there in Northwest Arkansas, and that's preventing us from realizing more significant severe weather potential. But I'll tell you what, the rainfall has been beneficial. It's been fantastic. We'll take this all day long. That's exactly what we need right here. Let's see here. Looks like there's some ponding going on the roadways. Marley, thank you so much for that report right there. Lindsay's asking about hail for Bella Vista. Again, this storm system, not really going to produce a whole lot of hail. If there is anything, maybe up to the size of pennies, but that might even be stretching it. A lot of times with QLCS, severe weather events as well, you don't really see a whole lot of large hail. What you typically need is those more isolated supercells that you see out in central Oklahoma, central Kansas, stuff like that. So nothing that's going to damage anything, just maybe some soft hailstones here and there. Yeah, shout out to the early morning shower, says Davion. Exactly. And that was what we were always looking at. This is why the severe weather threat always was on the lower end of things, because of the amount of cloud coverage you're going to have in the morning, the timing of the storms, as well as the lack of instability. Brendan's asking, when will it arrive in Huntsville? Great question, Brendan. Let's go ahead and make a storm track. So I'm going to do that behind the scene real quick. Dan's still kind of changing out his tie and everything right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done. You guys keep asking questions in the comment section. Again, if you live in Benton County, it's basically over at this point. Don't really have to worry about anything. I'll actually draw a nice little line here. These storms still moving off to the east-northeast at about 60 miles per hour. So Huntsville area, we will pull that up for you real quick here.
All right, ties change, but I'll tell you, it's really hard to change a tie when you got a microphone on it. Every time you try to move the tie, it snags on that hook.
Exactly.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
like every time.
The daily challenge right there.
It's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings, as you mentioned.
I know,
still some gusty winds. And remember, winds can still be strong enough to – we don't have wet ground conditions, that's for sure.
That is for sure.
But it'll still be strong enough to blow some patio furniture around. So be aware of that. And the line's almost moved out of Siloam Springs, so we're pretty much done with that.
Yes. Or your Christmas decorations, if you still have that up.
I do, outside in the backyard. I can't get rid of those. Those are still really good.
Exactly. That's a new storm track I made right there.
Okay.
Well. Just to let people know.
Adjusting it. Yep.
So some folks are asking about Huntsville. Looks like around 12:06 p.m. That's when the strongest part of the line is going to move through. Winslow at 11:52. Alabama at 12:08 p.m. Kingston, 12:24 p.m. as well, towards Newton County.
See, this is a great example. I want to show you how important it is you can see all the warnings on the bottom portion of the screen. They're all flashing because these are all warnings that are in effect. And when you go to countywide, that's the huge area that's included in the counties.
Yeah.
When you actually remove that from, looking at the map, the warnings are a lot smaller. And this is why we talk about having site-specific warnings are so key for weather coverage.
Yeah.
Because if you're in Western Washington County, you don't have a severe thunderstorm warning anymore. But there is for the county, and you can see it on the map that all of Washington County is lit up.
And you're probably getting an alert if you live in Lincoln right now.
Yeah.
You're probably getting like on your phone, it's like, beep, 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 beep.
Oh, yeah. And it's Facebook 4 days from now is going to mention how we're having a severe thunderstorm threat.
Man,
our area.
I still see comments on like winter weather events from 2 years ago, and people are asking, when is it going to hit? And I'm like, that was from 2 years ago. How do you see this?
I know those are the trolls and sometimes the bots.
Yes.
And sometimes those bots are inappropriate too.
Oh,
a lot of times.
Facebook's got to fix some things. Meta in general, Instagram and Facebook. They are out of control right now with that stuff.
Absolutely. Yes. Not only that, I think they also have to control too the what I was going to say is I can't remember now. The notifications. Like if you get a notification, you click on it, it doesn't take you anywhere. So how do I even know where it is?
Exactly.
So you try seeing something, you click on it, and it just opens to your page. I don't know where it is.
What am I looking at here? I'm looking at my page. Okay.
There's so many things that are messed up.
You know what? They need to hire us to fix it.
Yeah. Right.
Give us that money.
Facebook's like, all right, you think we're bad? We're just going to stop streaming on there. So
yeah, that's true.
We do appreciate the ability to be able to interact. That is a really cool thing, and that's why we do these streams, is so we can interact with people. And like Tristan, who's got a profile of a hook echo, so clearly he knows his stuff about radar and storms, and he's been mentioning dates and different types of events. So that's super cool. YouTube is great too, and that's why we stream on YouTube. That's just so important that we do that. So, yeah, exactly.
True that.
I know.
True that.
So we're continuing to watch that, but that's a good point about YouTube. Pouring in Rogers. We love that.
We'd love to
see
see
some pouring in Rogers.
You know what I'm going to look at? I'm going to look at the estimated rainfall totals real quick.
Oh yeah,
that's not a bad idea to look
we have to dust this off from the archives.
I know. It feels like we haven't looked at this in generations.
This will take a while to pop. Well, it didn't take that long.
Populating. That's actually a lot quicker than it usually does.
Yeah.
So about a half inch to an inch, man. I mean, that's around what we were thinking, or some of the models were showing. Looks like there's a little bullseye of some higher totals here just south of Westville.
Osceola, do we have a storm relative velocity signature? All your Gen Z catchphrases.
What's up?
I don't know. I guess we have some Gen Z catchphrases.
Oh, like bussin' or cooking, for real, for real?
Yeah. That circulation's starting to ramp up a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as we take off the tornado tie, that's when that's going to happen.
Well, that's classic.
Stronger rotation there. Could still ramp up a little bit. Yeah. Let's take a look at Huntsville, our WeatherBug Network camera.
You got that?
Yeah, this is where these things can ramp up pretty fast, unexpectedly. This is a Huntsville airport. And then here is, wait a minute, do I not have, oh, come on.
Do we not have Huntsville?
Don't have Huntsville. Weather camera.
Let me pull it up on here.
I got it right here, but I don't have a button for it.
I'll pull it up on here. And then we can pull it up on What If 3 source.
So let's take this camera and point it southwest.
Yep.
I'm sure you see how our demeanor and our attitude changes when something starts ramping up a little bit more, get a little more serious, but I still think remember, it's parallel with the line. It's 6,000 feet above the ground.
Yeah.
It still has the potential to produce some strong winds.
It doesn't really line up with like base reflectivity.
No, but then again, it is almost 5,000 feet above the ground, 4,100 feet. There's no low-level instability that I could see, but that might change. Bring this up. We're kind of doing some stuff behind the scenes, so we'll look at Mega Doppler real quick.
Yep. So this is the area that we're watching right here, just off to the north and west of Elkins, near Harris. I'll zoom out a little bit more here. You can see it's elongated.
Yeah.
It's elongated area rotation, and it has been elongated for a long time. I mean, it's trying, right? It's trying, but it's clearly missing that ingredient.
Oh, there you go. Winds are pretty crazy right now. Rain heavier near Sassafras Winery, which makes sense. I think I even have Sassafras on there since my wife is such a regular there. Let's go. We'll take a look. Do you know where Sassafras is, Josh?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's zoom in here and I'll show you. So so here's Lake Sequoia. Okay. There's Wyman, Star Drive. We're going to go over here, Happy Hollow. It's going to be north of 45. I want to say I've got it in here. Maybe I don't. Let's see.
I love the name. Wait, I see it. Sassafras.
There it is. Sassafras Vineyard and Winery. We got it on there, and that's where the heavy rain is, and it's right on the leading edge. So keep in mind that storm right there, oh yeah, it doesn't have the time, but it does with what they're seeing. So that could be a little confusing, but that's okay.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes.
Sassafras Winery getting some heavy rain. Haberton, Goshen, Wyman, Harris, all those areas, and I'm not really sold on that area rotation.
I'm not either. I agree 100%.
More elongated.
It's going to continue to miss the ingredients.
Some stronger storm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be able to see it from Huntsville. Spectrum width, there is along the leading edge. It is balanced. It is along the UDCZ. So, but there's just I didn't think any low wind stability, but we'll watch it closely. Notice those don't even have, none of these. Oh yeah, someone was asking about this. So you have possible tornado and then tornado possible. So that's just our wording.
Yeah, exactly. It's just showing, it's like a way to show the strength of the rotation, basically.
Maybe I should reverse those and say possible tornado.
Oh yeah, that might be a good
tornado
idea.
Possible. There's still a tornado possible tag on that.
Yeah.
So I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Now, no other severe weather expected. In fact, the models were pretty trash on the rain today. They were so underdone. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Hey, appreciate it, Tristan.
Exactly.
Anyways, I'm gonna head out. Rightfully so. Looks like everything's kind of dying out, except for that one little part of the line. We'll watch that for Huntsville closely.
I just love this second conversation that's going on in chat about Gen Z terms.
Gen Z
I mean,
terms?
there's like 10 or 20 comments.
You don't
about
even
that
know
now.
what 6'7" means. Oh, someone said it. Uh-oh.
But you know how you can respond as an adult, right? The Grinch at Universal said 8'9", right? If a kid comes up and says 6'7", just go 8'9" and see the reaction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Grinch,
right.
he figured it out, man. He figured out a comeback.
So is Osceola a tight rotation? Zoom in on that. I'm still trying to learn. So we'll let's bring that up here and we'll look.
Yeah.
So the tightest rotation. Keep going here. That's the strongest rotation right there.
Yes. And if I go to normalized rotation. But you know what? One thing I'll explain real quick too, Dan, because we've talked about this a little bit. We said elongated rotation, right? You know, maybe some folks don't know what that means. Notice how like the area of weak rotation is stretched. Like you see how it's kind of stretched out here. There's obviously an area where maybe it's a little bit tighter, right? That's kind of the area of interest. But what you want is more of like a specific confined area where that rotation is located. That's a sign that it's tightening up. You got a stronger storm. You're starting to see that horizontal roll become vertical. Right now, it's just probably like one big horizontal roll right now, and it's moving very slowly. It's very weakly rotating. So that's why on the radar, on this normalized rotation image, it looks like a big piece of string right there.
Now, Ava, where are you mentioning Osceola? Are you talking about Osceola in eastern Oklahoma? Are you talking about Osceola in Missouri? Comment and let me know where you're talking about Osceola, because I didn't think that was close to Northwest Arkansas.
Me neither. I thought Osceola was out of here.
Yeah, I mean that's south north of Memphis. That's what I thought. But,
yeah,
but let me. Oh, in Missouri, yes. Okay. It probably is, and we haven't looked at it. But
well, there is a tornado warning. That's
that's
well, there
tight,
it is, right
that's
there.
tight rotation. Yeah, I was sorry about that. I didn't think. I was thinking Arkansas, but that's like north of, like southeast of Joplin. I was like Osceola.
I was trying to remember where that
Osceola,
would be.
Missouri. Yes, Osceola, Missouri does have a strong circulation. You don't see it on the radar. What I can do though is I'll bring it up on Weather 2, and we can take a look at that for the stream, and then we'll look at the circulation too.
Sorry about that. It's outside of our coverage area.
So we're not really focused on it, but it's a good idea to maybe
keep an eye on it.
Maybe just mention it. Yeah, that is a tight circulation. So
yeah.
If we go to Weather 2 and we look, here's the tornado warning. Remember, the storm motion is moving pretty fast, and sometimes these colors don't really represent what's actually happening. This is a radar product with Max. We could switch to Mega Doppler, but I'd rather wait for that line to come through Huntsville. But there's the upper level spin. There's the rotation. And so, yeah, it is a little bit of a stronger rotation. We look at it from INX, nothing. SRX won't even have it, but and Little Rock doesn't have it either. So it's all dependent on where you are with the radar. But if we go back in time, you'll be able to see that's definitely a little bit of a circulation that's cranking up.
Tightened up a little bit.
But I do want to mention real fast, and I haven't been able to do this. I'm going to zoom way out. We're going to zoom way out. And the reason we're doing this is because I want to show you the upper level support and energy and how it's more focused to the northwest of us. See the upper level spin? There's the stronger energy. There's the stronger low. And in fact, when we look at vorticity, I wonder if we have it on here. So you think, I'm never going to look at that during severe weather. And then it's like, no, you're always bringing it up.
Exactly. So it's like, all right, might as well.
So here's a look at the vorticity, and you can see, look at that energy swinging in. Man, what a strong system. And then the system tomorrow is more positively tilt, but I think Mississippi is in for a little bit of a run of severe weather.
I think they are too.
Yeah, I think there could be some pretty serious severe weather there.
I also think that we could see a few flurries fly Friday night and Saturday.
I've been saying that.
Yeah.
I've been saying that's why we got the 20% on there.
Yes.
Okay, we're getting closer to Huntsville. Let's take a look at that. Remember, parallel to the beam, that doesn't really favor great indication of what you can expect. There's a Huntsville camera. Doesn't really show much, but you can see those strong winds. So we'll bring that up full.
That rain's kind of moving.
Yeah,
sideways.
And by the way, on that screen, you can see the all clear list. The font's a little bit on the small side, but nevertheless, all points west of I-49 corridor, including Bella Vista, Bentonville, Rogers, Lowell, Springdale, Fayetteville, Greenland, Cedarville, all clear.
Yep.
Done.
And all locations in Oklahoma, too.
Yeah. So that's why that watch is going to be dropping pretty quick. But just wanted to show you that, bring that up full. Why does it ramp up when it gets to Huntsville? Well, especially Marble. Fayetteville is in the clear. Yep. Joel's like, I don't even try to understand.
Kids these days, man.
Born in 88. I was born in 77.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Boy.
I like anything and everything music. Got you there.
Let's see.
Parallel to the beam, hard to be seen. Oh, that's a good little rhyme.
Rhyme right there. I like that. That is facts, though.
It really is so true. That's why it's so difficult when you switch to INX, Tulsa's radar.
Yeah.
You're too far away from the circulation to see it clearly because you're above 6,000 feet.
Yeah.
Then when you go to Fort Smith, then you're looking at it parallel to the beam, so you can't see it as well. Springfield is not a no-go. You can't even see anything unless you're in northern Benton County.
Exactly.
So we need a local radar.
So put a local, exactly. Let's get a local radar.
We need a local radar.
Yes.
It's starting to get a little darker out west. So we got that on our WeatherBug network camera from Huntsville, the middle school. Is that some structure there off in the distance, or is that just raindrops? Those are just raindrops.
Looks like raindrops, yeah.
Well, you can see sideways rain, and look at the strong low-level shear, too. Pretty strong low-level shear.
Flying.
But, yeah, I definitely think that storm is severe thunderstorm warned, but not necessarily doing anything major.
Yeah.
I would be tempted. Let's switch radars real quick. I just want to see what it looks like from Tulsa.
You want the Tulsa radar? Okay.
Yeah, you can tell that the weather's not super serious exactly. Yes, I was. I was born right around when Star Wars was released. In fact, get this. I remember on Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, I was at the movie theater, and it was the longest movie theater line I've ever seen in my life. It wrapped around the movie theater like twice.
Oh, my goodness gracious, dude.
Yeah. Yes. I was really young when that happened, but I do remember.
Okay, favorite Star Wars character?
Oh, and I remember, too, when boom, when it first came on in the theater, and the place just erupted.
It went nuts.
Yeah, it was the very first time anybody's ever seen, that.
And see,
so cool.
The only time I've experienced that myself is when I went and watched Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah,
it was like on a whim too. I watched it like 1 a.m. Of course, that movie was like 3.5 hours. So
when it first started.
But like as soon as like everything started going on, when they put Avengers Endgame, everybody's like, yeah! I was like, let's go! Like this is hype.
That was the one where everybody dies, wasn't it?
Endgame is where Tony Stark dies.
Okay, yeah,
at the end,
that was pretty sad.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
After that, I think it was Marvel's Endgame because they just went downhill.
They're a bit mid now, that's for sure.
A lot of the things are mid.
There's a couple hidden gems though. I really like the Seven Rings movie. What was it, Shang-Chi or something like that?
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
10 Rings.
That was good.
That was a good movie.
That was good.
I really enjoyed that one.
Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
All right, back to Mega Doppler.
Yep.
A little bit of a tangent, but we do have severe thunderstorm warning that's been canceled.
This is Tulsa's radar, by the way.
Yeah. So I want to take a look. Yes, nothing. But the beam's higher, so you got to remember that. Beam is higher. Still a little bit of a circulation, but just look at the normalized. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh.
Absolute mid.
Yeah.
I just think there's not enough surface-based instability for this to do anything.
Nope. I don't either. Caitlin asks, what's your favorite genre of music? I'm going to guess country or Christian. Honestly, I like all types of music, but I'm going to say my favorite genre is heavy metal
Yes,
I do like heavy metal.
It's true.
And I also like heavy metal Christian music.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I love Theocracy.
And you can explain there's a couple of challenges you can do as well if you're a runner.
There's some songs that are like 20 plus minutes, so you can just put that on, and in one song you run a 5K. You don't have to worry about commercials, don't have to worry about the playlist switching.
Yep.
It's one song, and it's awesome because it'll take you through the run, and it speeds up and it slows down and it speeds up, and you know, oh man, I got hair
keeps
metal.
The beat going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Love that. And Megadeth.
Megadeth. You got me into Megadeth. I have that all over my playlist now.
You know, Dave Mustaine is the man. He's Christian.
He is.
But I love Dave Mustaine. I love Theocracy. Man.
Yeah,
Theocracy. Look at Wyatt's on here. He's talking about literally listen to every genre. Me as well. I love country too. A lot of people, they're like, I like all types of music except country.
Yeah. Here's the deal, dude. I'll tell you, one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to was last year when Toby Mac came to Northwest Arkansas.
Toby Mac's awesome.
That guy knows how to put on a show, man.
Yep.
He had all the props and stuff like that. It was fantastic. Great dude.
Can you take a nap in Winslow, Madison County? So if you're in Winslow, the storm's already moved through.
Yeah. Go to bed.
Gen X heavy metal must. I could use the bed. Go take a little nap.
I think you could for sure.
You can too.
Oh,
Charles called the booth here. Do I need to still continue to be on standby for television? Nope.
These people need to stop hating on country.
Yeah, country. Three chords in the truth, guy. Charles.
Yes.
Luke Combs, good artist. That's a good question. Charles Bostic, what's your favorite country artist? That's a big one. I'm guaranteeing it's going to be old school country.
It's going to be old school
because he likes he doesn't like the bro country. He likes the old school country. Which, by the way, John Party is new country, but still old school.
Yeah,
so I think he does it. He came to the Walmart amp. Country isn't country anymore. That's the bro country that we were talking about.
That people would consider now.
Real quick before we get off of a. Highly recommend heavy metal classical covers. Yes, absolutely.
That's something pretty good right there.
You know, that's why I like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra so much.
Yeah.
It's so cool how they combine, Christmas music with heavy metal and the way they rock out. So,
yeah, I really am into instrumental music now, especially like video game music, like the Zelda soundtrack, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom.
You know, my son is playing piano. He's got a keyboard for Christmas, and he's learning a lot of those. And you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Anime.
Yes.
Josh, I finished Death Note. By the way,
you did that. I watched that too.
Watched the whole thing.
Isn't that an insane series?
It is an insane series. Yeah. I thought it went a little off the deep end when it started to go to Yotsuba and all that stuff. But when L was in there,
dude,
that was the best.
Absolute peak right there. Yeah. And Solo Leveling, you got me into that one too. And that one is peak.
Good.
Yes.
Back to the radar. Let's check it out here. Anime.
We go all day on this.
That was an intermission right there.
Exactly. That's like a slice of life anime.
But there's a look at that storm, and so we're back in the Tulsa radar. Go to the Fort Smith radar.
Yeah,
we'll switch back.
Yeah,
and there's really nothing to see. Honestly, we're watching this closely. I think Charles knows he's shutting it down. Here's the Huntsville Weatherbug Network camera. That cell is dying. The instability is gone. So I think we're about finished.
Yeah, we're wrapping this up now. Yeah, not even the Fort Smith radar looks good anymore.
Yeah, and this is west of Huntsville, so we could just watch this. We could see that. We got a lot of recordings to delete.
Yeah.
The wind has picked up in St. Paul and Madison County. Tack on Titan soon. Is that anime?
That is. I'm not a big fan of that one. That one's a little too. I mean, I heard it's really good.
Violent.
Yeah.
It seems like all anime is a little violent.
That's absolutely correct. I never understood Attack on Titan. That was the problem.
What do you think the next anime I need to watch is? One Punch Man?
I heard only the first 2 seasons of that are good.
Okay.
If you get too invested, you'll be disappointed season 3.
Okay, all right. I heard it goes way down.
It goes way down, yeah. The animation quality and everything.
Oh, Panama, Oklahoma, done. No severe weather at all. finished.
Yeah, it's done.
In fact, I don't even think you're going to see any rain. I think it's done. Let's take a look at the radar. I don't even see any cells at all. Yeah, maybe a little bit of rain, and that's it.
It's like nothing.
That is it.
It's just too displaced. It's too displaced from the better dynamics.
Ooh, how about that for a band name? Hodo Bros and the Outflows.
That name is elite right there.
I like that.
That is an elite name.
Way to go.
Ooh, boy. Man.
Have you seen Demon Slayer at all? Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah, I watched. Okay. I actually have watched a lot of that.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about Demon Hunters?
I haven't watched that one a lot.
That's the one that they have the big song Golden, and they sing super high. No one's ever going to sing that karaoke. But, back to this. I mean, basically, that's it.
That's it. I mean,
we could pretty much shut this down. I don't want to do it until the warnings expire, though.
Exactly. And
just in case.
That will be in about. Well, I've watched.
But here's what we've got right now. So tell me, you've seen some of the stuff on the stream. You guys are the consumer, essentially, because we're doing this for you. And we've got the stream designer, Mr. Denton Sachs, that's on here. Tell us what you liked, what we could improve on, some of the things that, that need improvement. What's good?
Yeah.
What's good? What's needs improvement? I mean, obviously, we made mention how the tiometer, it kind of flickers on and off. Maybe just animate once when it's on there.
Yeah.
But it does bring attention to it. And maybe we can just have it maybe not animate as much. Maybe like
more low key
every like 5 minutes or something like that. I don't know. We could come up with some stuff, but
we'll definitely make that text bigger on the crawl.
Yep.
Just
crawl text will be bigger.
Yep.
Expires text will be bigger. It's kind of funny. Severe thunderstorm warning. When there's a bunch of counties, the text is going to be really small because it kind of sizes it up to that.
Yeah, adjust it.
So looking at Hinesville, here we go. Storm's about to approach in Hinesville. Yeah, I'm looking. Nothing super major.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Yeah. Now, tomorrow will be pretty interesting over Mississippi.
Yeah.
That looks like a pretty classic kind of Delta setup there.
Watch Furion. The old stuff more than anything. I don't know what this conversation is. Can't relate to this new stuff very much. I think talking about country maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I like how we just have a good mix of the music takes, the anime takes, the Gen Z takes.
Okay, Freon. We gotta watch that.
Okay, Freon.
Fryrin. I don't know. I don't know how to say that. But I do know that we can look at our Weatherbug Network camera from Huntsville.
Do you know how to say that? Huntsville.
Don't have a button for it. Weak Dan.
Well, that's why this is a good test run. Right? I mean,
there's going to be things that we have to change. But this is looking at that cell near Huntsville. I just don't see anything.
There's
low level instability is gone. Look at the lightning. Lightning is non-existent.
There's not even any lightning. Yeah, she done. I should probably drop the warning.
And that warning expires in 10 minutes, it looks like. So let's see.
What's up?
Here.
You can come over here. And it expires in 45. Yeah, we'll be off before then. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man.
Let's go here now. Let's take a look. Uh, 12:30.
Oh wow.
12:30. So both of them at 12:30. So they're going to expire. We're going to shut it down here.
I think they'll drop those off early.
Yeah. Okay, this is funny. We do not get endorsements from Taco Bell.
We don't.
But it is kind of interesting how the Baja Blast is a drink and the Baja Blast is a weather feature that we coined.
Exactly.
We kind of named it that. But it makes sense because the models can handle all that energy.
Yes.
They just don't get it.
Yes.
Which is why the computer model forecasts were showing barely any rain.
Yep.
That's why we went 90%, even though the model was only going like 20 or 30%.
No, it was crazy.
The graph barely showed anything.
Dude.
But this is what he said. think you should collab with Taco Bell and they can call it like the Dan Scoff box and have it come with a special Dan Hot Blast to get it on your day you're live streaming. We get a discount.
That's the comment of the day right there. That is fantastic. So what would be in the Dan Scoff box? Okay. Actually, I'll set the stage for you. 2 main items, a side item, and drink.
Okay.
So
for me, it would be the steak burrito.
Oh,
yeah, that would be in the box.
This guy knows ball right here.
Yeah, it would be the steak burrito.
Yep.
It would have to be a chalupa.
Absolutely.
Got to go with a chalupa.
Steak chalupa, beef chalupa, chicken.
You can choose.
You
can choose what you want.
I love the beef chalupa.
Yeah, and then finally, the cinnamon twist.
Cinnamon twist.
Yeah.
And then the drink, obviously.
And then the giant Baja Blast.
Freezy. Okay, I'm getting that
the
box.
Freezy, by the way, that is a key.
Yes.
Okay, real quick, we're starting to see a little bit of
structure,
a little bit of area, a little bit of structure. Let me bring that up on our weather camera.
It's not concerning structure, I wouldn't say that, but it's structure.
It's something.
It's something for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the base of the thunderstorm. That's all it is. But you can see how it's moving all left to right.
And I want to mention something
pretty quickly too
about these bases, especially over the Huntsville camera. Remember, we're like higher up in elevation as well.
Yep.
So sometimes the bases can look a little more ominous than they actually
and that's why we got this camera right here.
Yes.
Our Huntsville Airport camera.
Yes.
And I'll bring this up. We'll bring this up full. I'm going to move this around. I think I've got the presets, don't I?
I don't know on the Huntsville Airport camera. You do?
I do.
Oh boy.
Northwest. Yep. So there's our northwest view. And if you're wondering where the camera is in Huntsville, see we can get over that view. Here is right here, the water tower. So that's where our camera is located. Right there on that water tower. But you can't get over the view of, is that what we have on right now? Do we have it on the stream?
Here, let me pull it. We got the Huntsville Airport on right
Okay,
now.
perfect. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to see.
Yep.
So now we can get over that hill and we can look at some other areas. So now you get a good view of the actual base of the cell. Let me do this and do preset. We're going to shake, rattle, and roll here. I don't think this works very well.
Well, it is effective at making the wasps mad.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
That's like free entertainment, dude.
Yeah, the freezy is what you need. So
absolutely.
15 minutes left in the warning. Now this says it expires at 30 minutes.
What? That's not quite correct.
Let me look at this real quick. Make sure. Yeah, it does.
Literally, these are the only 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in the entire country.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Get out of here. Leave.
They'll probably drop it. But yeah, severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30, and then until 12:30.
Ooh.
There it goes. It just updated.
Yep.
Expires in 14 minutes. Yes.
So I just realized something about these storms. So they're slowing down now, right? And I know why. Because they're getting displaced now.
Yeah, the upper level support.
The upper level support.
Farther north.
Yep.
So they would be slowing down.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just is. It's just no. I mean, it's gusty winds.
There's no lightning
It's
whatsoever.
Rain. Yeah, that's it. Strong low level winds, but no wind shear. Horizontal rain curtains. That's it.
Hey, we got some good rain though, guys.
We will continue to do this, but what do you guys? Oh, finally, one lightning bolt.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think of the new banners on Mega Doppler? I think they work really well. And what I really love about it is that I can, as we mentioned, I could be in front of Mega Doppler here.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can do is we can bring this up and let's look at hail. And look, it changes the product. That is just so
fantastic.
Cool. Polygons. That's going to put the polygons on there. Normalized rotation. That puts the banner on there. You can see the tornado tracker. It's called normalized rotation.
Peak.
Huh.
Absolute peak. What's going on?
That kind of runs over the banner right there. That's all right. But It does run over a little bit.
I see it a little bit. Yeah. You got to look really closely too.
Oh, you don't have to look that closely.
Well, remember I got double vision with the watery eyes.
But but look, it changes the product. So this is so helpful when we're doing our live stream. You'll be able to see exactly what's going on. No, there's no good shelf cloud either.
I know we're gonna have to
all nothing.
Delete these recordings like you said. Trash. Can't even get good structure with friends.
I've got some cool graphics too that I made for radar. We do have a lot of people on here. It's pretty quiet. I know we're streaming, that we're waiting for this warning to die out. But let me show you this real quick. I do want to show you something kind of cool. Let's do a CC, if you will.
Yeah. Get some correlation coefficient.
Yeah. And see, this is parallel to the beam, so you can tell the way that there's a lot of the probability of. So this is interesting, but I'm going to bring this up. And I'm bringing this up full this time instead of having all the warning information on there because we already saw that. We'll go back to producer mode in just a second. But I made a graphic for correlation coefficient because I feel like people don't really understand what this is. So this is a little explanation. This is a little science. If you made it 2 hours, 13 minutes into the stream, you're going to learn what correlation coefficient is. So first of all, it's the way for the radar to detect if objects are the same size and shape within a small area. Now, you'll be like, what? I don't know what that means.
Fret not. We have a graphic for that.
But I did make a graphic for this.
Yes.
And I think it really does help explain what's going on. So this is
there it is.
Correlation coefficient. And we're going to bring this up full. And we're going to explain this as we're going through it. So what is correlation coefficient on radar? Well, you saw the color scale. This is essentially what it is. All right. It's a dual polarization product. And I'll explain what that is. But it measures the consistency of sizes and shapes of targets within the radar beam. Okay. Sounds great. But what does that mean? Well, dual polarization radar sends out a horizontal and a vertical pulse from the radar. And so it's able to tell the widths and sizes of objects. Now, here we get a legend of what a correlation coefficient graphic looks like. Okay, so this is a legend. Let's take a look at a high correlation coefficient. So we're pulling out a pixel from the radar, which is essentially what's known as a radar bin. And you'll notice in that radar bin, it's all rain. Well, guess what? These objects are all the same size and all the same shape. So when that radar beam goes out in the horizontal and the vertical, high CC values, that represents meteorological uniform hydrometeors. What we mean by that is that's raindrops, dry snow, different things like that.
It's a positive correlation coefficient.
It's a positive correlation coefficient. Believe it or not, it's all positive, but you will notice that it's a higher positive correlation. It's almost like a 1. Okay, that's a higher possibility of all the objects of the same size and shape. But do you see that little blue area? This blue area represents low correlation coefficient. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's pull out a pixel of the radar. And so now the radar beam is scanning out. But look at within that bin, you've got pieces of houses and parts of homes and tree limbs and leaves, and they're all tumbling. And at the same time, when they're tumbling, they're becoming wider and taller, but it's all within a small area. So this is a low CC, meaning in this small area, it represents non-meteorological hydrometeors, such as birds, insects, and of course, the tornado debris signature. Now, this is important. You got the TDS on radar, which is located right there. But in order to make sure that it's what we call a tornado debris signature, it has to match up with the velocity data. This is where a lot of people go wrong when they're doing looking at this. For instance, we look at the correlation coefficient, pan up to where it's blue. And oh, boy, that's a CC drop, right?
Exactly.
No, because if you look at the velocity, it doesn't match up with the circulation at all.
Exactly.
So there you go. That is correlation coefficient described. in radar, and that's how it's able to see what's called a TDS. And someone said that CC on May 26th was crazy. Believe it or not, May 26th did not have a CC drop.
That's right. We only saw it on the PTDS.
It wasn't, you barely was even there.
I know.
Honestly.
Yeah.
The CC happened real briefly when it came through Rogers. Believe me, I looked at this a lot. And it was a little questionable if it really was a PTDS.
Yeah. Because
No. I will say this. You're saying, I take that back. Decatur had way huge of a CC drop.
Well, it had two.
Yeah, it actually had two.
Because it had the satellite tornado as well.
Yeah, so the CC, I'm thinking of the Rogers tornado. Absolutely, there was a giant CC drop, and there was a huge PTDS and the storm in Decatur. But when it went through Rogers, it was tough to see.
It was tough to see. Well, it makes sense. Yeah. It always is tough to see around that area because
warnings
it's parallel.
Dropped, gone.
It's gone.
Fifth Street. All right, they expired early.
Yes.
Just like expected. So go back to reflectivity.
Um,
Everybody is safe in Northwest Arkansas, and I think everything is done. But does that make sense for the 1,500 people that are still watching? Did that make sense in terms of CC? I hope it did.
Yeah.
I think it really does give you a good explanation of as to how that actually works.
You got a nice lesson if you stuck around today.
Yep.
Yes. Nice reward.
All right, guys. So those warnings should drop off. And there they go.
There they go.
They're gone.
See ya. Bye.
Getting windy in Russellville. So let's real quick take a quick radar tour along the line. And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, look at these in the River Valley.
Rain, and that is it. All right, Josh, you need to go home. I need to get some food.
And you need to go to bed too.
No, I got my shift starting.
That's right.
The CC on May 19th in Washington County was crazy. It absolutely was.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a big time storm right there.
So I don't know why I'm thinking there was no CC on May 26th.
Dude, I was going to say, because
it's been, you should have smacked me upside
I looked at you like, but there was like two big PTDS drops and like Decatur. but that shows you how long you've been staying up. That's what it is.
October 21st, 2019 did not have a CC drop.
No.
There was no CC drop on that.
Yes.
Do we want to give them a bonus? You want to give them spectrum width?
Yeah, let's talk about the School of Fish.
You want to talk about School of Fish?
Yeah.
All right. Real nice thing. One more radar product. You're not going to learn this anywhere else, by the way. If you do, I don't think you'll have these graphics because I made them, and it took a long time to make these.
Basically, what he's saying is that stay tuned for another Emmy soon.
No.
Keep an eye out.
But I will say this, that I think this graphic really describes spectrum width very well. So let's go to spectrum width.
Yes. So we got the Mega Doppler image here first.
Yep.
This is the spectrum width product.
And there's nothing on Weather Producer right now, so we're going back to regular mode here. Make it full screen.
Yes.
All right. What in the world is spectrum width? So spectrum width in our velocity, in our scale, it's done in knots. So that's why we have it. You can see the scale on the left-hand side. But spectrum width is able to tell you the turbulence within a radar bin. So how do we know there's circulation? That's what we're going to show you here with this graphic called spectrum width. All right, so we're trying to get your thinking caps on because we're looking at low versus high spectrum width on radar. So let's start off with what spectrum width is. It depicts turbulence within the Doppler radar range bin. Range bin being like a pixel on the radar.
Yep.
So here's a look at spectrum width. Low versus high spectrum width on radar. You got the legend. You can see the gray colors is low spectrum width, and the bluer shades is really high spectrum width. So let's start off with pulling out a bin of high spectrum width or low spectrum width, okay? So low spectrum width represents a school of fish. So think of a school of fish when it's all swimming in the same direction. Low values suggest smooth flow, such as outflow, such as laminar flow that's all moving in one direction. This could be rear flank downdrafts, storm relative inflow zones. It's all moving in one direction. So when we're looking at spectrum width, if a school of fish is swimming all in the same direction, that would be low values.
And they're kind of chilling.
Yes, it doesn't mean that the speed of the wind is faster or slower. It just means that they're all kind of chilling and they're all uniform in the same direction. But what about that high spectrum width? You can actually see it on the pixel. It's a blue shaded area. It's exactly where a QLCS tornado would develop.
It's where the shark is.
That's where the shark is. That's right. Here's a look at the fish. I wanted to get a shark swimming in there. Maybe I can make it now with AI. Maybe it's better. But
pretty cool.
Anyways, this is turbulent flow, that like fish swimming in chaotic directions. So as the radar sweeps around, it's measuring these fish swimming in all different directions. So you got boundaries of fronts, tornadic signatures. This is where mesovortices, mesocyclones are. So if we go back to our spectrum width graphic, there's the smooth flow over Fayetteville. There's the boundary right along Huntsville. Berryville has a little bit of stronger spectrum width, so we know there's some turbulence there, but it's kind of in the middle of the scale. And let's look at the velocity. And there it is. It's all kind of laminar flow. Go down to Fayetteville, you'll see it all moving in one direction. So spectrum width will help you determine, first of all, boundaries, the UDCZ, and not only that, but areas of rotation. And sometimes even faster than the velocity signatures show. So going back to our graphic to close it out, areas to watch for rotation are right along that spectrum with the higher levels. So that's right along the boundaries. There you go.
Sir, what amazing graphics.
Got another one for Cape, but we'll save that for another day. Someone asked how to read a skew T. I tried to describe, I actually got a graphic that kind of describes that a little bit. So
we'll save that closer to the deadline.
I was in the Rogers tornado. It went over me for sure. Scary stuff. Thought I was a goner. Wow. That's crazy. That's why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
Huntsville's getting downpoured right now. Let's take one quick look of the Huntsville camera. So
got one lightning strike right on top of Huntsville too.
Hopefully it doesn't take out our camera.
Please no.
I don't have a Skywarn class. I used to do that where I taught storm spotter classes, but just life's gotten so busy, man. I don't know. It just seems like I can't keep up.
MC Cumulus has a lot going on.
It's weird.
Yes.
Can't keep up. But anyways, these storms are over. We're done. We're shutting this down. And that's it. We're just gonna stop.
Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna wrap it up.
That's it. Thank you.
Do something else.
Appreciate that report. Y'all are awesome. Never learned so much as I have before with the weather. Well, that's what we like to do, is educate. So glad everybody's safe. What an amazing rain event. You know, it wasn't enough we need more, but we got definitely a plentiful amount. So
it'll help.
All right, guys, take care. God bless. We will see you later. And I'll be on with the newscast showing that colder weather coming. Mid-January, late January, and also this weekend too.
Yes, sir. I can't think of a better way to.
Maybe flurries.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah. Couldn't think of a better way to what?
Oh, to heat up than with maybe a nice little Dan Scoff box to wrap up the day today. Give me my chalupa.
All right. We'll catch you later, guys. Bye. Thanks for watching.